Inevitably, the show's on the air when you press the button.
Yep.
It's Tuesday. Katie's here.
Hi.
I'm here. You guys are here. Why, it must be an episode of Shanahanignas Live or something.
It is.
I don't know. I don't know nothing. I'm going to close this down.
Yeah, so it
Let's
doesn't
see.
double record.
Well,
I just got a text from a friend of mine who just landed in Toronto for TCAF, so I'm like, oh, friends are here. Oh my goodness.
People are arriving from around the world for the magic that you're about to be experiencing. And we'll talk all about that on this episode of Shanahan's Live, but to make sure the show is recording, we like to test the microphone with a little question. You won't fail me this time, right?
No.
Is
It
recording.
is it broadcasting?
It's time for the Shanahanignas Live. Second verse is exactly the same as the first.
Everybody, please join in.
If you're at home right now and your family can't hear the accordion, I still don't care.
No,
Do it.
just
Is
sing.
that recording?
Is it broadcasting?
It's time for
Shanahanignas Live.
Katie's gonna. Wait, are you gonna draw?
I'm just gonna drink.
Oh, let's try that. Katie, wait, what? Katie's gonna drink, and Shaggy's gonna speak. Guess what's happening at the end of the week? It's TCAF.
It's TCAF.
It's Toronto Comic Arts
Oh my
Festival.
gosh.
It's like the biggest thing ever. You think you
I'm
have?
not ready.
You're like, oh, shoes are on sale. No, it's not even nearly
Comics.
as important as
It's
this.
amazing.
This
It's
is
so good.
Toronto Comic Arts
Yeah,
Festival.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
it's
It's broadcasting. Thank you.
So live. Hi.
Welcome. This is your first time watching. I'm Katie Shanahan. This is my brother.
I'm not a musician.
No, but we sing at you
I
anyway.
like to preface
Because
this.
it's our show, so.
The show isn't about music or the Celtic arts or Celtic, whatever you want to call it. You're the, what was the language they used to speak? Gaelish? Gaelic.
Apparently,
Gaelic.
it's just called Irish now.
Oh, is it Irish now?
If you ask people in Ireland, they'll say it's just Irish.
Ah, well, I
They're like,
tried.
Gaelic, like
I have no
Irish.
culture. But what we do have is
Yeah.
comics,
We do.
video games, and postcards. Well, we don't have those.
Oh, we got amazing postcards.
Oh my goodness!
So,
All right, so to preface,
so-
today was the run around and get everything paid for TCAF Day, including
Just here.
postcards
So,
for what's this?
this is
Is
the
this-
next Silly Kingdom comic, which I said was going to be ready for TCAF, but we're not quite ready yet. But we're going to have
Consolidation prize.
sample preview copies. So what this is, I'm going to try to hold it still.
I can hold it.
So the final cover is going to look like this.
Yes, it's gonna
be
be
beautifully
like this,
colored.
Like this. I like
It's going to be gorgeous. This is our sample in progress comic copy. What we chose to do was to show the second act of the comic, which can exist on its own, like without spoiling too much, but we think it's a fun little short bit.
Stands alone.
And we're giving these away for free. We only printed 50 copies, so we're not really going to have them out.
You have to ask for them,
You have
folks.
to ask
This
for
is
them if you
a
want
limited edition item. This
So,
look at this black and
what-
white photocopy
What you're going to
quality.
see is we have
Only at TCAF can you get
yeah,
this.
so we have some completed pages. So you can
Yes.
see this is a page. Well, I'm not going to tell you what page this is, but this is a inked page.
Yeah, it's a page
And
in
then,
the story.
Some of it is like my digital pencils.
This is like the developer diary of
But,
comics.
Yeah, and if you
When
like,
do you ever get
if
like
you like
no one ever
behind-the-scenes
does
stuff,
this?
I think you might like this. So there's only 50 copies. We're only bringing like 25 each day. So.
Yes.
And you can't miss us. We're table 201 right by the door. So
Table
if you come
201.
into TCAF and go upstairs, we are the doormen. We are right at the door. So just swing on by. And just ask for one of these.
So let's
and,
let's step back a sec for you folks who don't know what this TCAF is. It stands for the Toronto Comic Arts Festival. It's the festival to end all festivals. Unfortunately, it doesn't. There's still other festivals, but it's the best. It's the show you want to go to. One, it's absolutely free. You can attend. You're like,
totally free.
you're like parental figure. I don't have the finances to attend a convention. Whatever shall I do? And they'll go, well, guess what, sweetie? Friggin' TCAF is absolutely free. It's at a library, heavens to Betsy. Libraries are where books live, and comics come to life, and all your favorites are there. Who do we got? We got Kazu's coming to town.
Kazu's coming to town.
Kazu Kibishi's going to be here. We got, do I hear
Lucy Bellwood.
Lucy Bellwood?
Who's on my phone
Do I
right
hear
now.
her on the phone? Lucy Bellwood landed in Toronto. Premiere.
Yeah. She said she wanted to come hang out on the live show, but I'm like, no, it's happening right now. Hurry.
What's that? That person's hanging off of a cliff? No, it's Tony Cliff. Tony Cliff is gonna be here with Delilah Dirk. Oh my goodness. Is this a good stew I'm eating? No, it's Stu, our buddy Stu.
Storyboard artist on
Storyboard artist
Universe.
On oh my goodness.
And all kinds of cool
What
things.
is this? It's all the greats. We got what? Kate Beaton is gonna be doing a live talk with Lynn Johnson from the For Better For Worse, and this is on Friday.
Speaking of Kel on the chat, Kel McDonald's going to be there with Source.
Oh my goodness, Kel's going to be there.
Anthology, I keep calling it Anthology Project, Cautionary Fables and Fairy Tales Anthologies, which we're part of.
I need a pun for that though. It's like, is that the kettle? The kettle I hear? No, it's the Kel I hear is going to be there. Oh my goodness, all our stars, all the best, all the greats, we're all going to be there, and so many more. There's gonna be like comics, like you go to you go to Arts Festival, and you're like, where is the comics at this Arts Festival? Well, they did you the favor. They added the comics to the top of the. They didn't bury the lead at all. Toronto Comic Arts Festival.
Comics,
Saturday and Sunday.
Cool stuff. A lot of panels.
Now you may say, oh my goodness, I am the least organized individual, yet I love technology. Well, they got a treat for you on your smart device of intelligence.
I have this. When
you have passwords and things. Through the Guidebooks app. Get yourself the Guidebooks app. You have to sign up, and it's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. There's a TCAF Guidebooks app.
You probably can't read
and it's got everything. Like, you're like, oh, it's got pictures. It's got stuff. What else? Oh, it's got maps. I love maps.
Where do you sign up?
Here's the library. Here's the main floor. You know this? You know this?
So many things.
You will. And you're like, oh, but what the second floor? They got you covered. Oh, my goodness. And here's us. We're
right by the door.
Right there, I think, if that's right. Yeah, us and Stu hanging out.
Kel says we could have made a McDonald's joke.
Oh, shit. What is this? A Happy Meal? Happier than that is Kel.
There we go.
Okay, we got it. If there's any other stars coming that you guys think you want me to throw,
and
who else we know is coming? We know from our favorites, from Empowered and Dirty Pair.
Adam Warren's gonna be there.
Is Carmen Sandiego? Do we got to get a warrant to catch her? No, it's an Adam Warren.
Oh, wow.
Adam Warren's going to be here with Empowered, and you can bring out your old Dirty Pair comics. We want to sign that. We got him to sign our Sim Hell and our Plague of Angels. Bang up, guy. What's this? I zubbed my toe on a brick? No, it's Jim Zub.
I'm loving these.
Jim Zub's going to be there with Samurai Jack. Oh, my goodness.
All the names.
Is Erica Moen going to be there?
Erica Moen.
Who's mowing the lawn? Erica Moen is here. What? TCAF, this is crazy.
It's going to be a great show.
Well, it's going to be.
So, lots of people. We should get to some questions.
Is Pusheen Cat going to be this year?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Who's pushing me over? Pusheen Cat.
You can find
I'm not sure if Pusheen Cat's going to. But guess what?
At the Toronto Comic Con website.
This app has that too. You're like, oh my gosh, I want to go to this event, but I don't know names and faces or life. Who's going to be here? Well, guess what? Exhibitors are listed. You click the exhibitors button. Everyone's there. They even have a bio. Let's just pick someone. Let's pick. Here we go. Arlene or it's there. There's a bio. Boom. You guys are set, and it tells you what table they're at. You can vote on them too, I guess.
Oh, so vote for us.
If we're being shitty to you, you can vote us negatively.
No, don't vote negatively.
I'd rather you not, though. I'd rather you guys vote us positively. Program schedules. There's events going on everywhere. At the Japanese Foundation, we got the creators of the Zelda manga, the two of them. It's listed here somewhere, I swear to you. But wait, it's like, oh man, there's so many things. How do we keep track of it? Oh, my schedule is a button too.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. It says I'm not attending events. I swore I scheduled something. Okay, the schedule changed. I just got notified, so I have to remake my schedule. But the point is,
you have to do that.
Make a schedule. This is the premiere week. You guys are all like, oh my gosh, Fan Expo, and oh my gosh, Toronto Comic Con, and oh my gosh, Wizard World. I'm like, no, my gosh. TCAF is where it's at. It's this weekend, absolutely free. Unless there's a scheduling conflict, you have no reason not to come to it, or if it's just transit is really expensive. But hey, GO train, save up your Christmas dollars, take the GO train.
Yeah, free. Yeah.
It's at a library. You can claim it's educational. Speaking of education, all week long there's events for librarians and teachers. TCAF, the creator Chris Butcher, this guy's all been about education comics. He's been laying it down as it is, teaching people how to bring comics to school, what comics are appropriate, and how to discuss it with parents and stuff like that. All panels have been going on.
Good stuff.
There's parties, man. Friggin', you want to go to Bento Miso? There's the friggin' Comics versus Games opening night is Thursday, I believe. It's going to be a time.
Man.
You want to head down there? We got lots of creators. There's a little talk about the Yarg. Very fun game. I think there's like a panel of that. I'm not sure if that's over the weekend. It's in your schedule. Get yourself a guidebook. I can't yell it enough. I don't want to.
It's so good. TorontoComics.com. You can find everything on the website, and it's going to be great. It's going to be so good. I'm not mentally prepared for this at all.
How are you? How's Katie? What's going on in your head?
I'm good. I'm back to work in a studio, and it's getting used to that. I've been freelancing from home for so long. It's very different having to go be somewhere for a lot of hours. But I'm good. I can't talk about anything because I signed a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's good. I'm just really excited for TCAF.
Yeah, man. TCAF is the bread and butter of the comic sandwich.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
It is.
And Andrew Murray is the salad.
No,
Andrew Murray's here. We got Kel McDonald. Sorry, we'll just blast through you guys quickly.
Yeah. And don't delete your questions because we will get to them.
We will get to it. Andrew Murray's saying, hola. We got actually, someone, a Keener, posted even before the show started and voted up to 3 points right now. So far, you are winning, Daniel Rivera. You so far winning, unless someone gets 4 votes. You've won this episode. So guys, be careful. Make sure your questions are worth it. So let's see what he asked. Daniel Rivera asked before the show started. Keener of the Week award. We got, what type of pens and markers do you use for your pieces of art when drawing on paper? I can't seem to get a good vibe when I'm tracing my drawings with set markers.
Well, what I use mostly right now is a combination of a couple different things. I used to do brush and ink, but I found this thing was so much easier. It's the Pentel Pocket Brush pen. It's refillable, and it's basically like a ink brush where you can get some really beautiful thick to thin lines. So I use that a lot. And
calligraphy.
Yeah, actually, do you have a post-it note I can do?
This thing? No.
No,
nothing? Let me give you this thing.
Ooh, very nice. So you see, you can get like, how do I
draw?
This is like demos would be terrible for me. You could get some pretty nice lines.
This ain't your Photoshop, kids. This is real life.
Yeah, and this
ain't no Wacom.
I use this for a lot of stuff. The pen is like about 27, I think, and then the cartridges. Refillable. The cartridges are like 12 for 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I like this a lot. So Pentel Pocket Brush is what I use, and then for little details, I tend to use these Micron. Pens.
Good old days.
Yeah,
just what I grew up on, man. The Micron.
And then I use the Pilot Fileliner as well.
We need sponsorship for Pentel.
It's pretty sharp. Well, they sent me a bunch of free stuff.
Ooh. We just asked them again.
This is
more free stuff, Pentel.
So these are.
We'll do drawing demos. I swear.
These are my weapons.
And then beyond that, it's like computer inking, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of my pencils are digital. So.
Yeah. Oh, but answer your question. Do you have any custom pencils you made or use, or do you just use a Photoshop?
Not really. No, I kind of I was working in a studio and they gave me a bunch, so I just hung on to those, but I've never made one.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Cool. We got some questions. Vote up for 2.
Yes.
Kel also said I'm going to be there. We addressed that, but yes, Kel's going to be there. We got some anthology stuff action going on here. Some Cautionary Fables and Fairy Tales Africa edition is going to be there. It's going to be fun times. Let's see. We got the same person asking 3 different things. Let's see what's the order of preference.
Hello, Uniform Gray.
Looking for the digital guide. All right, the digital guidebook is amazing this year.
It is.
It's Uniform Gray. Cool. Except when it erases all your scheduled events, but I'll just reset that. It's so convenient. I'll do it tonight.
It's so convenient. I'll do it again.
Oh boy, I love doing it. I buy a new tablet just so I can do it again. Okay. Looking forward to asking for. Oh, let's jump back up. So saying, when do you think the next volume of Silly Kingdom will be ready for buying? I'm looking forward to asking for one.
Great. So what you can do right now is it's available for pre-order, which is good for if you live outside of Toronto and want us to ship it to you. If you want to get it in Toronto, unfortunately, again, TCAF won't be ready. The next event I think that's coming up is TAFI, which is the Toronto Arts and Animation Festival or Animation Arts Festival, and it's in June. It's TAAFI. And I'm exhibiting there, as well as some very cool people like Steven Silver.
What?
Designer of like Kim Possible.
Is someone digging for silver in the mountains? No, it's Steven Silver.
I'll let you do the next one.
What's your name again?
Natasha Allegri.
Oh. Ow! My Allegri! It's Natasha Allegri!
Of Being Puppy Cat.
Of Being Puppy Cat. Which I have a puppy cat over there somewhere in the darkness of the night. So you think I'm like going crazy bananas bonkers over TCAF, which is about the comics. Taffy is about the animation. So you want to check that out. Oh my goodness. Special guest. Yay!
What else does she do?
Yay!
This is really cute.
I don't know if they'll be available at TCAF because this is from We Love Fine.
Yeah, we got this at
Fine
Emerald City
Purveyors.
Comic Con.
Fine Purveyors are basically anything you enjoy today. They got the Bravest Warriors, they got the ponies, they got the Being Puppy Cat, they got the Adventure Time, I think. They got you covered. Actually, I want to get those Bravest Warriors figurines. They have like the rubber, kind of classic rubber toys that used to buy as kids, like your Dudley Do-Right and things like that. I don't know if you can put it anywhere. To get another chair.
There's like nothing here to put
Sorry.
it
on. We got Andrew saying, how is working in-house now, Katie?
That's good.
We signed things.
We signed
We will not speak of it. Yeah. It's a different environment, though, in the end. Like, I've done both worlds. I've worked at home, I've worked in studio, and it's two different lifestyles.
I do feel like I work a lot harder in a studio, though. Don't tell anyone that. But it's like when you...
Having fun
there? When I work from home, it's like you need a break, you'll take a break. You need to get stuff around the house, you'll get it done. In studio, it's like you kind of can't go anywhere else, so there's nothing else to do but focus.
You're trapped, son. You're trapped.
So I feel like it's some kind of weird, like working from home is, in I always say this Dragon Ball where they're wearing all the heavy armor, and then they take all the armor off and they're super strong.
Yeah.
The supervisors are like, you're so fast. And I'm like, I guess it's because, I don't know, like maybe I am quicker than I ever thought I was.
Because you have because you basically work at home, which means you work all hours versus the allotted hours.
Yeah, so I'm used to just kind of spreading it out over like a whole bunch of time, but now when I have a super condensed amount of time, it's
all focused in there.
Well. Yeah.
You can ask me how it's like working at home.
Yeah, how is it like working at home?
Oh my gosh, today was fun. I was supposed to meet someone, and then I got canceled, so I was kind of... But are these free Silly Kingdom buttons?
Yes. I don't know if you can see these, but it's a bunch of unicorns.
Silhouetted, to a degree.
Well, there's a little bit of
expression. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, these will be free as well.
What's this? It's on our table when you enter.
Table 201,
and you can get, even if you don't like our book, but if you like unicorns, you can get one?
Yeah, because...
Oh my gosh, because you might change your mind, because after a while, there's this URL here, which you might notice. You'll be like walking around, be like, I like a unicorn, you look down, and you're like, oh shit, SillyKingdom.com.
Oh, I should go here.
I should go there. I should buy all their books.
Yes.
I should pre-order Silly Kingdom, A New Steed Indeed, coming soon, so that it will arrive in my house, and I won't have to walk for it.
It's gonna be great.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So like we have, as we said before, I was running around picking up postcards and stuff today. Oh, what else did I get? All right.
What'd you get?
I picked up what one might call a groundbreaking figurine. It's Broken Ground, the action figure.
What?
Do your action figures lack in oomph? Well, now you can put them in Broken Ground, and it looks like they have powers.
Weird. That's cool.
Enjoy. Oh my goodness. If I was a kid and they had these, well, I bought it now anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So you can make anybody having a crazy power.
Yeah, so you can have, like, Mercury, like, ah!
Because I will.
Sailor Mercury's just like, ah!
That's totally what I'm going to do.
Doing her, like, essays or whatever she does.
Stunning!
Or she's charging the bubbles. She's like, this time I mean it, Serena!
I don't have a mullet!
Nerf light! Cut the shit!
That's cool.
That's my day.
So what's this thing?
It's a chicken timer.
You don't want.
Well, yeah. Well, I use this for my writing schedule, my 45-15 schedule. Because I'll set it to 45 minutes, write for 45, then take a 15-minute break, and then go back and write again. So I've talked about that before at length, so I don't want to bore you guys with how I do my thing. Yeah. We got Rainier Push saying, hello, everyone. It's been a while.
Hello, Rainier. Welcome.
Welcome to the Showsy. Showsy Does.
Oh, boy.
Is a Rainier coming to TCAF?
Everybody should come to TCAF.
Better come to TCAF. Like, flights, yeah, sure. They're really damn expensive, but isn't it worth it in the end to come to TCAF? I would say so. Like, you can have your vacations in the Bahamas or those snowy peaks.
But
TCAF.
and it's like there's so many things to do in the city. And
my goodness.
It's starting to get warm.
I was just talking about that too. I was talking with a friend today. We're talking about how Toronto is kind of ridiculously lots of options, especially when it comes to food. Every street you
There's
go
so much
on,
good food here.
plethora of diversity, like so many kinds of food you can get, and none of it disappointing. I rarely, except for that one time I got stomach flu, rarely been disappointed with food in Toronto. It's like, we want some tacos over there. You want some pad thais over there. Pizza, burger. Oh my goodness. Toronto, it's truly the best city. Yeah, everyone's all like, New York, concrete jungle, where dreams are made. And I'm like, no. That's where you're like stuck at the friggin' Olive Garden and got nothing else to do. You want to go to Toronto. That's where you want to go. We have the Lion King again.
We do.
It's back. Better than ever. It's kingier. We got Kel saying, have either of you been paying attention to the reanimated Sailor Moon clips? Yes, I have. I've been following the Sailor Moon Animate series. It's coming together. They're wrapping up. Basically what it is whoever's running this has just put the word out and got creators all around the world to make like single cuts, like single clips, remake scenes of Sailor Moon.
Episode.
To build a whole episode out of all of them.
Which is looking really fun.
It's looking fantastic. Today I just saw a Bob's Burgers style one.
Really?
So it's like all the Sailor Scouts, but in Bob's Burgers art.
Yes, that's so good.
Yeah, no, it's
really
Moon Animate.
styles.
It's a follow that. It's coming out soon, and it's going to be fantastic. It's looking great. The best part is it's an English language episode. So it's the cast we all grew up with. So yeah, but it's just like, people have added their own little jokes and stuff and visuals. It's going to be just a lunatic thing. It's going to be nuts. Lots of different styles.
My brain is just shut down. I'm like trying to come up with a Luna pun. You already said it.
Oh, I'm
like,
so good at these things.
Wait, I got it.
Puns is my buns. I know. Love to go to TCAF, Scissorania. Alas, not this year.
Alas.
Well, start your own TCAF.
Yeah.
Arania Calf.
Yes.
Push calf.
Yes. You gotta do it yourself if you want to get done.
In the backyard. Comics. That's how they all started, though. Like, even TCAF started in the parking lot of Honest Ed's. So it's been a while coming.
And now it's huge.
Now it's the festival that all are compared to. Oh my gosh, because they got it right. Because free is a big deal, like especially when a lot of these cons are like $40 entry. For the creators and like the Artist Alley especially, that entry makes a huge difference. As we noted, for some reason the Friday of Emerald City was cheaper than it was supposed to be, and so everyone was kind of like more willing to spend.
Yeah, that was doing a lot better.
Yeah.
It's the same as the Fan Expo here in Toronto, though. Like, I remember going on the Sunday and spending like $70 for me and Jerry to get in. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to buy anything.
You want to be careful. Like, you can only buy the best of the best kind of thing. It's like, oh, this has to impress me.
Whereas if it's free, you'll take a chance and try something.
Yeah. Well, that's TCAF's all about. It's not really even about tracking down like your known creators. It's about like trying out different people, like seeing, talking to them and being like, what's you about? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Cal just saying, yeah, that was great. Talking about the Bob's Burgers thing. We got a couple topics, of course. It's not all just TCAF, but if you guys have questions and stuff, be sure to throw them in the Google Plus Q&A section because we have no other means to communicate with you. I don't know how yet. Yeah. Someday we may get a separate chat program, but it's just gonna one that actually responds in real time. But
sometimes I like to sketch along, but just today's been a long day and I didn't want to be anymore.
So we talked about TCAF in the guidebook. Avocado pasta sauce. Now I know what you think.
Did you try that?
Oh my goodness. Now lately these posts have been popping around the Tumblrs for like avocado macaroni. Well, I didn't have macaroni, so I won't take none of that business. But I had the long pasta sticks and avocado. Make this recipe. It is so simple, but so good. It's avocado. It's like avocado, butter, flour, water, pepper, salt. There's some other things, but I didn't have them. And it's just a cool, creamy, good pasta.
That does sound good.
I think it would even be good chilled, like a pasta salad.
We should just have a bowl of that TCAF.
Oh my goodness, this TCAF avocado pasta salad at table 201. Get a cup.
Right by the door.
We won't be providing bowls or cutlery. So bring your hands. We'll dump some pasta in your hands. You just look at other creators and be like, touch other people's books. We'll know where you've been. You'll see green everywhere. It's great. No, I thoroughly recommend it though, because I got to get back in my cooking kick. I used to be like making unique salads every night when I was like just a couple of years back. Back when I first moved out, every night was like the strawberry salad and
I find it helps
tangerine salad.
Time to do it because like when we were both freelancing from home, we cooked a lot. No, that's a lie. We also ate out. All I'm saying is now that I'm working in the studio, it's like I'm just straight up just Tim Hortons all the time.
Yeah. That was like my summer jobs back as a kid. I used to go to Tim's because they had the cheapest little chicken club sandwich things or chicken salad. It was just like Tim Hortons is dirt cheap. Like, I was just looking at their Timbits recently, and I'm like, man, you get yourself like 80, okay, no, 60, a lot. For like $5, you get like 40 Timbits.
More than you need.
Yeah. Now you kids who like subscribe to your Starbucks, it's like, yeah, you bring $5 and that's not even enough for their sandwiches that are already like straight from the fridge. Go to Tim Hortons and everything's like under $5. It's insane. Great. And there's a Tim Hortons near TCAF. The lines will be huge.
And it'll probably jacked up price.
Yeah. Oh, you think they do?
Do they do that?
I don't think they fluctuate
do that. No, but the lineups are gonna be crazy.
Yeah, the line will be nuts. Because there's basically near TCAF, just south on Young, there's a Tim Hortons and a Starbucks within like a building of each other. So they're right there. And then there's like a Grand and Toy. So if you need like tools and art supplies, you know,
I think actually on the TCAF site maybe they might have a list of foods around there too, so you can become more familiar.
Well, you have to be careful because that north on Young, north of Bloor, you're in like Yorkdale, right? Which is like the expensive side of town. So if you want to go for food, you want to work your way a little more south. So keep going past Bloor because you're in like fancy pants town, which is nice. There's like crepes and
I mean that place.
Sushi.
I waited forever in that lineup.
Oh yeah, actually that's the other thing too. You're going to want to just kind of get away from the proximity, just because everyone's going to be there. Like sometimes after TCAF, we go all the way down to like, almost. Well, I don't know if we go as far as Dundas, but like we go look for like Thai places or something like that.
Yeah,
Spring rolls really
good.
Yeah, spring rolls. Yeah, it's a little south.
Avocado happiness, also called alligator pears. Knowledge.
Knowledge. We learned something new this week. They all hold us to having pasta attitude. I can't guarantee anything I say on the show will come true. It's not written.
There's an asterisk beside everything.
Yeah, everything I say.
The theme song negates everything.
I can't suggest that I will be making avocado salad for you. But yeah, no, give it a shot. But it's definitely there's like a bunch of recipes and stuff I do want to start making. It was if collaboratively if possible. I want to get more people over because way back when I say way back, like a couple years back, a friend of mine was like, we should have like dinner nights, like everyone will come over, and then never happened.
That's fun though, because that's the whole point. You just get everybody,
But like as I said, we kind of did that when we were doing our horrible movie nights, especially when we had our like marathon of it was like 4 weeks in a row of fighting game movies, and it was like the best time of my life. We watched the Street Fighter movie, we watched King of Fighters, Dead or Alive, and Tekken. All trash. It's fantastic. But before each, we'd make like a lavish meal of some sort. Like my kitchen was tiny at this old place. But there's like 3 people in there working on the pita lineup, being like, you're doing salads, you're doing the meat, you're doing this, assemble together. Who wants one? Throw it out into the hallway. They get it next. And like those are like some of my most cherished memories, is like collaborative food making. And now I have a huge ass kitchen, and I don't do it.
Yeah, we just need to get more people in.
Yeah, so we gotta like host movie nights again.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a couple actually. When Queen Video closed down, I picked up 2 violent baseball movies.
I like that there's a genre of.
Yeah, these Japanese violent horror, shock horror slasher violent baseball films. Yeah. The subgenre we all love. And I picked up like the Cutie Honey live action.
Oh no!
Just because it was there, and like the Cromartie High live action, which I'm curious to see.
I'm curious because part of the charm is the limited animation.
And apparently, I don't know if it's the sequel, but it is a Dungeons and Dragons movie that looks like it was shot by university students. Looks fantastic. I'm like, I can't wait. Oh my goodness. We got Andrew Murray saying, for any travelers coming to Toronto for TCAF, if you're going to a restaurant, watch for the yellow and green passes.
Oh yeah, it's
additional.
It tests to see how healthy the restaurant is.
Every window has food health passes in it.
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't have a red because red is like.
You're shut down.
He says don't eat it, yellow ones.
Don't eat it, yellow passes. I did once and that turned out fine.
Yeah.
And the guy was just like, these people. They're coming here. Yeah, it was just like this sub place out west, and we only went there because they had like a Marvel vs. Capcom machine. But they're good subs. They're cheap. And he's like, hey, he comes in, and it's kind of like when the cops hassle your cab driver, and you're stuck there for like an hour, and then he starts yelling at you about it. And he's like, oh, these cops are like, hey.
When did that ever happen?
Happened once. I was like stuck up north, and I'm just like sitting. I'm like, why is this happening?
My story. I was in the back of a cab, and the guy was like, I just have to go deliver this heart at the hospital, and I was like, what? And then he pulled off into the hospital and left me in the car. And he went inside to deliver like organs to the hospital.
Wasn't this the movie Rat Race?
I don't know. This was my life.
Okay.
I was just waiting for him to come back.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Not like I was in a rush or anything. But you know what? Someone needed that heart.
So I'm glad. Yeah, I'd rather they get your heart.
Just like, They're like, you have to get this heart to the hospital right away. He's like, yes. And
Ooh,
then
fair.
Somebody's like, okay.
She going a couple of blocks or to the hospital? I don't know.
I don't know how noble that effort was. But...
I don't know what the order of these posts were. What do you think? We got uniform gray
so...
saying, bringing one of my good friends to TCAF for the first time.
Oh, cool.
He has celiac, so he has celiac, so we need to find non-wheat
eats.
Also going to the Peter's bagel screening. Peter S. bagel screening. The last unicorn incredibly executed for that TCAF.
She's excited. She's not executed.
Wait, I thought it was incredibly well executed. Sorry. Well excited.
Cool.
As far as no wheat, search it up online. There's definitely alternatives.
There are a lot of health.
Because I have a friend who can't do the wheat, but there are options. Like there's definitely places around here. Like there's even like the bakeries that have like the no flour or was it no gluten and stuff like that. Like there's specific places. A little harder to find, so do your research beforehand. Because I don't know if everyone knows where stuff is. Like I don't know where anything is. Like if you want to know where all the Kentucky Fried Chickens are, I can take your hand and lead you there. But for something more specific.
Coming over.
Oh, right now? Not like here.
Yes.
Wait, to our house?
Yes.
Like serious?
Yeah, like Lucy and.
But she's coming here right now?
Yes.
Our house?
Yes.
She knows where we live?
Yes.
She's staying here?
No.
Oh, she's just coming over.
She's going to hang out.
Okay, jeez. I'm like, what's going on?
I'm just finding this out now. So.
How do they know where you live? Stop telling people where you live.
People ask where I live, I just tell them.
Okay, Andrew Murray's saying my girlfriend is celiac too. Is it celiac or Kelly? Am I saying it right? I suggest Magic Oven. Yes, I've been there.
Okay, cool.
I know where one is, but that's down at Liberty Village. Is there any near the library, Andrew Murray? Or do you have to go order from Liberty Village? Because Liberty Village has a Magic Oven. And we ate there a bunch.
Yeah, that is further away from TCAF. But I mean, the great thing about Toronto is
you
if you get a day pass, you can just scoot around on the public
transit talk, folks. Let's settle down. Now you have your fancy cities with your 5 bajillion lines and colored train lines. And the yellow line goes on the red line, but then the lake. Nothing like that here. We got this. Boom, U shape. Boom, cross shape. You're done, son. That's all you get.
Yep.
This is the Young Line. I think they renamed it recently, but anyway, they call it like line 1 and 2. Either way, Young Line, which is a U shape, connects to the University line, and then there's the Bloor Line. Fortunately for you, TCAF is basically right at the Bloor Line and the Young Line intersection, just a little north of that. If you're coming from the airport, though, you're taking a bus. There's no direct transit. That's like a train. So if you're landing at Pearson, you're catching, I think it's the 192, maybe? That sounds about right. Double check.
Rocket.
But you're looking at the TTC 192 or 193. It's going to take you out to Kipling. You're going to take Kipling all the way east to get downtown. And yeah.
We have a thing on the YouTube page that says, yeah, comics, yeah, video games from Hot Hot Tater Tot.
Hot Hot Tater Tot? Oh my goodness, I can't even begin. Wait, what's this about?
It's just we don't have the YouTube page.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we're not paying attention to that at all. Furthest thing from Katie's paying attention. She's a trooper.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, you know what? This is like TCAF question hour. If any of you guys are coming to Toronto and you have your questions, throw it our way. We've been around. We've lived here a couple of years. We may know a thing or two about things. You're like, we're comic shops. I love the festival and all, but I want to see the culture of Toronto's comic. Oh my goodness. You want to go basically the headquarters right now of all the best comics. You want to get yourself over to Bloor and Bathurst. To stop on the Bloor line, exit there, Honest Eds. You know it from Scott Pilgrim, the books. It's right there for now until they tear it down and I cry. There's 3 comic shops basically in that area. You got the Big Island, the guys behind the TCAF. You got Little Island. Your kids, they get their books all there.
It's North America's first all
children comic shop. You want to go there just to experience, what's the Just for Kids comic shop. Little East, or you can take another stop over to Spadina. You got the Labyrinth. Oh my goodness, they got art books out the wazoo. They got toys, they got manga, they got deals. Great stuff. Across the street, what's this? You got B&V. You want your used books, you want them cheap, you don't want to support the creators. Get yourself over to B&V. Buy yourself these books that they couldn't move in the stores. Cheap, slash the price. You're like, oh man, I want to collect all the Kira, but geez, $40 friggin' per book. Boom, it's like 20 or 15.
But do you still have that map thing you made with the Toronto Geek maps?
What?
Those geek maps you made, because you have.
I think
put a link there because it's kind of hard to.
The maps are kind of irrelevant because a lot of the shops have moved or closed.
Dad says, "Hi, Dad. You need to update your con map on Shanahanignas.com site. You do not have your TCAF table location. Well, we just found out our site, the table yesterday. So
tech support says we haven't updated our website.
We're gonna do it tonight.
Yes.
We just found out about the table. So.
Tell Mom, she'll be proud of me. I bought this Broken Ground toy today, and it's cool because you can put your action figures on the ground, and they're like, oh. So tell Mom I'm using my money wisely. I can put the chicken clock on this Broken Ground. He's like, it's time to work.
Do that.
It'll be great.
Oh my God.
I spend my days wisely.
Uniform Grace says, thanks, Andrew, for the suggestion. We'll make note of that. Also, thank you for creating Guys with Pencils.
Oh my gosh. Guys with Pencils. I've said it before, I'll say it again. There's guys and there's pencils, right? Yeah. These guys combine the two with synergy and friendship and love, dare I say.
Yeah, and love.
Guys with Pencils, weekly show. And it's not weak at all. It's full of your favorites. It's got the guests from the industry, the ins and outs that you want to know.
Video games,
comics, animation,
indie creators, people in big studios, people
who
run big studios, people who teach in schools. Whether you're a student or a professional in the industry, it's entertaining and it's educational, and we can't recommend them enough. Guyswithpencils.tumblr, I believe, is the website.
It's got the potty talk, man. You watch all these shows, and it's like, oh man, I'm learning so much, but the language is so clean. I feel like being pandered to. They've got cussing.
They keep it real.
They got diss. They diss each other.
Our mom doesn't like listening to our own
Oh my goodness, this ain't your grandma's education show on the animation industry. I tell you, this ain't no Bob Ross. You know, these guys will make you feel awful at the end of the day. Guys with Pencils. Can't recommend it enough.
You make me feel great. It's a journey. It's a journey.
It'll hurt your feelings. Guaranteed. Guys with Pencils.
Yeah, if you're sensitive. Maybe you shouldn't be on the internet if you're sensitive.
I don't know. Speaking of which, Andrew Murray's also saying Liberty Village area, and there's one on the Danforth if you want your magic oven. So get your food, kids. Get your food.
Speaking of the Danforth, you went to a live show.
I went to Fan Fiction the show, Harry Potter. Who's ringing the door?
Yes.
How they? Okay. Special guest appearance. Unless it's a false alarm. I recently had a wireless doorbell installed, and I think people's Wi-Fi is like affecting it because I keep getting rings when no one's there. And it's not the kids pranking because I'm too fast. Get to the door. No one there. Not in a package. You know, sometimes the doorbell rings and you leave and there's like an IKEA couch and you're like, sweet, this is a good day. No, not even that. Goodness. I tell you. Sorry, I'm just padding for time. Apparently we have a special guest appearance rumbling around in the entrance. Who's it going to be? We already told you, so it shouldn't be a surprise. I didn't know we're having a guest. I didn't prepare for this. I don't know last time I used like one of those body gel sticks. This could be bad. I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully she won't notice. Or he. Didn't say who it was. You guys disturbed yet? I'm making eye contact. Candy, I'm drowning here. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. There's someone in my house. Is this a special guest appearance of Poppy Cats?
Poppy Cat. We have a Lucy Bellwood. Hi.
Holy smokes. What? First time ever, an unplanned guest appearance.
Long time listener, first time speaker. What?
Invader, more like it. First time invader. All right, questions have opened up. The forum is open up for Lucy. If you got questions.
Well, we're doing this. We're like going right into
it's too. You interrupted this show, so you're invested now. Get your questions in. Guys with Pencils are here, of course. We've got Kells here. We've got a bunch of folks here. We've got Maya H saying, perhaps it's like an IKEA ghost. There's a bit of a delay on the feed.
Yeah,
so that was reference to something else that's not important at the moment. But thank you for commenting on IKEA.
Water's fine. Water? Okay. And water for you? We just came for a very opulent dinner. Oh, for
dinner? Sure. Tell us all about it.
Well, it was delicious. We went to the Insomnia Cafe.
The Insomnia Cafe, very Toronto.
It was very tasty. We've actually been twice.
And this was up at Bloor and Bathurst, new comic town, I dare say.
Very nice.
On the steads, lit a light.
Went down to the Beguiling. Looked at some comics at the Beguiling. That was very nice.
I find that when you go to Beguiling around TCAF time, you're just going to see like, I know that person.
There was a lot of that. There was also a lot of, so how stressed are you? Oh, I'm pretty stressed. How stressed are you? So stressed.
That's what the show's been about so far. Katie's a mess.
Yay!
And I'm just watching her fall apart.
Oh,
It's great.
Goody. Hopefully my box of books is there somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest concern. It's like hopefully stuff made it through the border. That's
I know it
biggest
arrived.
scare.
I did get my email being like, hey, it's here.
Okay.
It's just, is it going to make it from there?
Yeah. Well, we had that too. Like when we got stuff
yeah.
shipped the first time we did the Shrub Monkey book, we had no idea if it was going to arrive or not. And like the night of, it's like, oh, it's here. We're like, okay. We got Kel saying hi, Lucy.
Hi, Cal.
We got Uniform Grace saying Buggy Wrinkles.
Baggy
Wrinkles.
Shit.
Baggy
Some of my
Wrinkles.
people.
Sorry.
Hey, nice.
Baggy Wrinkles. Wow.
I know that person. I met that person once.
Is that
Cool.
your pen name, Baggy Wrinkles?
No, it's the comic that I tried.
Okay. Sorry, double checking. I don't know anything. As I told you guys before, I know nothing.
This was Uniform Gray. I don't remember your actual name, but I know we met, and I know you told me your Twitter handle, and then I remembered who you were. So, hello.
How was the trip?
It was good. I've been here since Sunday.
Oh, okay. We didn't. Wait, really?
Yeah.
You've been holding out on us. I've been bored all week. What are you doing?
Sorry, Shaggy.
Could have kept me busy and
I know
entertained.
he's free now, so he's got all the hang of it.
You're not jobless?
I'm all the jobless.
Oh, wow.
It's a good time for TCAF.
I think for a man with 4 monitors, you would have something going on, but apparently not.
Just regrets. Really? I shouldn't have bought all these monitors.
A lifetime of sadness. I can see my lack of job offers on 4 screens. Surround sound.
all the rejection letters
Oh,
in
buddy.
3D, basically.
What were you doing before?
I was working for this book company that's not Kindle. And yeah,
Digital e-reader.
yeah, those guys. Sorry, I don't mean to put it so crassly, but I'm not bitter, because when I got the news I was canned, I was also on set in a ballroom dance scene as an extra.
Dressed to the nines with his hair did.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
And
Beside a certain actor.
Yes. I may not be able to say now. I have to be low key about it, so I'm not gonna
Be
say
cool,
anything about
low
it.
key about it.
Yes, low. I don't want them to
Oh,
avenge
shit.
my ass.
That's good.
See? The puns! The puns!
That's what we're here for.
Anywho's all. Not gonna say nothing else. But now, yeah, I have the time to go shopping and waste my money on trying to. Oh yeah, well, as we said, we got buttons. Oh my goodness. Let's get your take.
It's been the
Check out
least
that bag of
stressful
buttons.
TCAF
Hella
since
buttons.
Look at that, absolutely free.
Unicorns aplenty. Oh, you guys are giving them away for free.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Now I feel like a dick. Toronto is the only city where I have found people buy buttons. To the degree that I have heard they will buy buttons, so I've had these little button kits at every show, and a lot of the time people don't go for them. But TCAF last year.
Yeah, it's a big, it's a
I like
button
kits
con.
too. I like stuff put together. I find a single button though, it's like just.
Yeah, exactly. I see people who are like, it's a quarter-inch button for $1. It's
Like,
that's too much money.
We got you from Grace saying Jamie here and hello all.
Oh, good, Jamie. Okay, now.
What up,
names.
Jamie?
Good, Jane.
Tell us what can we look forward to this TCAF?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for TCAF,
Oh my
you guys.
goodness, yeah.
It's a week away. My head is not in the game. Because I'm having like a week of holiday before the show, and like my computer
that's a
is
good
doing
thing,
something
yeah.
really dubious.
That's not
Do you know what it is when you
Is
try
it the
and...
turly ball?
No,
or
when
what
you
thing?
try and boot it up and it shows you a little folder with a question mark in the middle, like you can't find your hard
Yeah,
drive.
I think that's the first thing. Either your motherboard or everything is gone.
I
I'm not sure.
know.
Did you need your laptop this weekend? Is it not about the paper print?
Well, I do. I have to apologize to anybody who reads my blog who's listening to this, because I did auto post an entry which said, "Hi guys, I'll be at TCAF this weekend at table. Insert table number here." I didn't know what my table number was, and I didn't update it in time, and now nobody's gonna know where to find me.
Use our computer.
That's
One of the many
Or I'll do it on
monitors
my
of
phone.
regrets, yes.
But
Something like that.
yeah, it's a little distressing. So I'm gonna do some troubleshooting tonight. But
Okay.
apart from that, I have just not been in Comics Land. However, in my fabulous box of stuff, should it arrive safely at the reference library, God's willing,
Yeah.
I have Grand Adventure, which is my new comic that came out this year about a trip that I took down the Grand Canyon.
Oh, okay.
Where I was in a boat for 3 weeks, and I drew a page of comics for every day that we were down there. And it was a blast. So it's like fully watercolored and hand done, and then I printed them up into little booklets.
So then you're lit like this is like Heart of Darkness. You're just on this boat.
I was just
for
on this boat,
using
yeah,
your
just watching
mind.
people eat each other with alive. It was really, things got real.
Okay,
There were
I'm
26
looking
of us
forward
when
to
we
this
left, and 6 of us
comic.
when we came out. And, it
And
was
we all
just-
told our version of the story in an
Yeah.
anthology you could buy.
Mine is super chirpy and really happy. I just don't go
It's
into
called
all
the Survivors Anthology.
Yeah,
it's
I
a-
don't go into the Donner Party bullshit. That's
Okay.
just part of what
There's
I'm
also
doing.
this series I never watched. It was called The River, and it was like X-Files on a boat. And it was like the mysteries on this boat for like half a season, and they're like, this is dumb. But I didn't see it. But
And
it's
they
just
canceled
like...
it and the boat sank or caught fire.
Well, yeah, they had to wrap it up with like...
That sounds like what was the Mermaid in the Hudson? What comic is that?
Oh.
That's like X-Files on a boat.
Yeah.
Is that a genre that I missed out on? Just
Is it
X-Files on a
called The
boat?
Mermaid?
What's it called?
Sailor Twain.
Twain.
Thank you. God, I
Yes,
feel like a horrible
yes,
person. That's a
yes.
great boat
Yeah,
comic.
Of all this year's boat comics, that's like the top.
You know, it didn't
right
come
now.
out this year, but like it's super.
Where's the one where the teen turns into a boat called Teen Boat?
Teen Boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the other
The
contender
angst
for the
of being
boats.
a teen, the thrill of being a boat.
That sells like we've talked about log lines and like one sheets and stuff, and like that is one of the best ones I've ever heard. That sells me on it like right away.
It's pretty solid. What do you guys have coming out for TCAF this year? Is there perhaps?
I feel it to Katie.
Well, we have sample copies of Silly Kingdom 2.
Hey!
It's not completed yet.
Hey, over there
Yeah,
somewhere.
we
Yes,
have,
you can flip through it.
The second
It's
half.
lacking in boat, but there is water. There is a body of water in this book, guaranteed with every
So,
copy.
It's a
Nice.
combination of some of my inks and some of my digital pencils.
A new
So
Steve.
it's a TCAF exclusive.
I hear you guys are getting some fancy coloring done on this book.
We are by our friend Jason Cathode. and
Oh my
Nicole
goodness,
Farmer.
you can see that on the book.
Oh, look, what's this little
the
postcard?
postcards. Fully.
I'm just gonna Vanna White all up on your show here.
Excellent. Yeah, you did really pretty work.
Oh man. Well, because I'm looking at the two covers, because the original one's there too, under the pile there, and you can like see like the color scheme kind of change. I'm like, I want like posters so I can see like the hue of each cover and how it changes.
Oh, yeah.
Blue
Yeah. I want like the next one to be orangish red if I can, like a horizon, and I think that'd be kind of nice to like put on your walls.
Yeah.
Once we have posters, I don't know.
Someday.
They are 300 DPI.
This goat though.
Yeah,
That's what we're
no.
talking about. There's only 50 copies. So
Oh my goodness. You gotta get it
one
quick.
be at our
Fancy.
table, 201.
Yeah.
Also, like, these are just pencils, but these horses!
Yeah, man.
I mean, unicorns, goats, whatever.
All the bipedal animals.
Bovids.
is-
No,
bovids?
that's cows.
No.
What's the...
Yeah.
I should get you guys in on this crossword we've been trying to solve.
Yeah,
sorry.
What is a horse called?
Apropos nothing. No, we solved one of the clues at the. We went to the ROM today because.
And you found the clue there? You're like, oh!
Dave found the clue.
At the ROM?
Yeah, we
The
could.
Royal
okay.
Ontario Museum?
Well, we hadn't been able to figure out what the treeless. There was a treeless plain involved in one of the crosswords, and we were like, tundra, like some kind of something.
Meadow.
Right, and it was 5 letters, and we're standing there
Meadow.
staring at the display in the animals room, like the big mammals next to the rhinos.
Mhm.
And Dave looks over and he goes, "A steppe is a
What?
Russian treeless plain. Is that STEPPE?
Really?
And that was totally it. The ROM
That's
gave
ridiculous.
us the answer.
I feel like this is like a Carmen Sandiego episode, like not the game show, but the series. Like, Carmen shows, you gotta find Carmen.
Yeah.
You're like, but what's a treeless plain? Let's check the ROM.
I need my giant hat.
That's really why Lucy's here. She's looking for Carmen's idiot.
Yeah, just on the trail.
Fucking blow
We're
apart.
on the case and we're chasing her through history.
Whoa. People
Oh,
want to
we
know
got
if there are going to be
questions.
Silly Kingdom figurines.
Oh, I would love it. That.
Okay, funny segue, but not leading to anything, so don't think things. When I was picking up buttons at the place, it's called Crucial Pins. I go there all the time. Great guys. Crucial Pins. They're just at Spadina and Adelaide.
So hardcore, you
Next
just stick them in
door.
your skin.
We'll
Check out my buttons!
give you a free copy if you do that, but don't do that.
We ask you to take it right now.
There's a place right next to them that I just discovered in the same building called Happy Worker, and it's a toy manufacturer, like a little indie-run toy thing. And their big deal was they got like the license to do all of the like the history of the Olympics figurines, like Olympics mascots. Because you remember like Nagano had like these little characters and all these other countries and stuff like that. Yeah. And they got to do like this run of them, and I think they've done it might not be Homestuck, but it's like great characters. And
That sounds like
music.
Homestuck.
I don't know if it is. I'm not
Is
sure.
Andrew Hussey coming to TCAF this year? Not this
I
year.
don't know.
Okay, good.
But the point is, I want to look more into
not
this.
Good, I mean, but
like just for
we were just talking about cosplay at TCAF, and I was like, the only cosplayers I really saw last year were Homestuck people.
keep it really subtle.
Because who asked about the toys? Oh, there you go. It was
Oh, yeah.
Uniform Grade. But so I want to look at these guys because they're like, Toronto-based. They're called Happy Worker, and they got like that nice vinyl. It's not an action figure, but it's like vinyl figure kind of
Solid
deal.
figures.
So I'm curious to talk. Nothing. I'm just curious to talk. Like I appreciate a good figure, as you may see around.
Yeah, I was gonna
There's
say, you got
quite a bit of nice stuff, but I'll say I've always wanted like a little angry rickshaw, a little wizard. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind that on my desk.
That would be pretty cute.
I'd be happy with it. I could give up and stop writing and making anything after that.
No,
I'd be like, I'm
what are
done.
you talking
I
about?
achieved action figure status.
No.
I'm done.
I just buy other people's action figures, so like I use squeaky, nautical animals as
Yeah.
my table gimmick, and like that's worked out okay because I
It
haven't had to
works
manufacture
really
them
well.
myself, except for the walrus is like. Okay, so confession time. I took
Oh, boy.
these plastic figurines in the bath with me on the recommendation of a friend recently because I was like, oh, why am I carrying all these plastic animals around if I don't take a bath with them?
Yeah.
But the walrus, his squeaker is kind of sad to begin with, so I have to retire him from public life.
Oh.
His head's also kind of coming off from like repeated aggressive child squeezing.
Does he have a name?
He's just a squeaky walrus.
Okay. That'd be worse. Like, Wilfred!
I'm not a creative woman, except when it comes to comics. So I didn't realize that when I had taken the walrus in the bath, because his head is coming off, some water had gotten into the body cavity. I was packing for TCAF, and I had all my stuff in my suitcase and picked up the walrus. It's not huge, so the volume is not enormous, but I gave him a little squeeze just to see how his sad little squeaker was going, and instead of squeaking, he just like water out the neck, bleeding.
You're just like, help! Is that high angle shot going higher as it fades to white?
2 years later, I'm in front of his gravestone with flowers.
Yeah, 2 TCAFs later.
Beloved by many
Oh
ponders.
my god, that's a sad story. Yeah, that's awful, squeaky tails.
Anyway, so he upchucked all over my stuff. The bathwater wasn't that old, and there were no comics in there. So if I sell you anything that's dubiously damp, it's not my fault.
Okay,
That's
cool.
not what caused it.
It's not what, no, it's some other unidentifiable fluid. So
Yeah.
you can feel okay about that.
We got our tech support saying horses and unicorns are ungulates.
Ungulates.
Or ungulates.
I never heard this before.
Ungulates.
Ungulates
Ungulates.
was my
That's when
Italian grandmother.
That's when they'll translate our book to Italian. It'd be
Good
like,
old grandma.
"Non ungulates, bitch." It's like that. I don't know Italian.
That's good. You could have fooled me.
I played a lot of Assassin's Creed. That's all I got.
Oh,
It's
that's
like
basically the
"Venezia."
same thing.
That's learning the language. We also got Andrew Power saying also good for impact creators. You damn right. I also got the gray edition, so it matches my table.
Did he show you this?
What,
Check this out. Are your action figures lacking in craters?
Oh, what the fuck? This is like exclusively for Dragon Ball Z, though, right?
No, Sailor Moon. We're gonna put Sailor Mercury there.
Oh,
She's gonna be like, bubbles!
Dude, but you can break it up so it's
Yeah.
like you got a dude kicking
You
through
can
it.
have Sailor Jupiter's coming out soon, so you can have her like punching fools
through
through.
a wall.
through a wall. You know,
Into it.
yeah, damn right. It's gonna be great.
I'm excited.
And there's the 2 editions of it. Go to Anime. If you're in Toronto, go to Anime Extreme. Find purveyors of craters. So it's on Spadina. You
Sir,
can't miss
may I
it.
interest you in a hole in the ground? Only the finest.
Oh, the finest for my
Original
taste.
cut rubble.
We got Michelle Tripp saying yo
Yo,
with a vote of 2. Well done. Sarah Aquarian saying hi. Hi. We got Andrew Murray
Hanging out today.
spitting hot fire saying I wonder if the named Happy Worker after the song of the same name in the 1992 film Toys starring Robin Williams.
Wow, Robin Williams.
Interesting. Okay, that's all. Useless trivia. What else did we learn today?
Robin Williams.
Someone said something today. That was smart.
A step is a treeless
There was
plain in
that.
Russia.
And then
Before that.
The Ungalas.
Ungala.
Ungalas horses.
No, it was even before that. It was way back when. Someone said something smart and we agreed. Anyway,
Oh,
Good
shit.
job.
so that might be why.
Should've
I
been
never.
me.
I never saw Toys.
Our America. Come to your Canadians.
How's America?
America's pretty good.
Going good?
I live in Portland, which is like fake America.
Yeah.
We were served. We went to Snakes and Lattes today.
Well
Played
done,
some
yeah.
Scrabble, which was very nice.
It's Is there anything like that in Portland? Is there board game cafes?
Oh
like
yeah,
that way?
there's.
Okay, they started it, I assume.
Well, I don't know if they started it, but there's. I don't know if we have one that's that extensive. We have Guardian Games, but I don't know if
Okay.
they serve food there. We used to have a place called Guapo Comics and Coffee that was a
Oh,
comic
wow.
shop with a coffee shop in the front.
We don't have too many of those.
That was
We've
really
had like
nice.
up north. We had one that was called like it was like a sci-fi burger restaurant. And it's like burgers and Star Trek, amazing kind of thing. Because there'd be like Klingons above you watching you. It's great. But
Wow. Don't know if I want Klingons watching me eat.
yeah, well, you know, it's not nowhere
I'm
near
sure it's a
as
thing for someone.
nowhere near as good as the Eatery with friggin' the Aquaman hanging above you at the sushi restaurant.
That's
And-
pretty good.
but in where was it? That was Vancouver. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Storm Crow was good for that too. They're kind of that's what I was thinking.
If you're coming to Toronto and you're like, man, I want to go out for the night, but I don't want to see a movie because I can't talk to my friends. I don't want to go to the club because I can't talk to my friends. I can't dance, whatever. You want to go to board game cafes?
You don't need Wi-Fi.
No.
They don't have Wi-Fi.
Everybody
No.
put your phone away.
Toronto has an infestation of these right now. There's Snakes and Lattes and newly opened Snakes and Lagers. There's
Yeah, which is
It's
actually
true.
close to us.
It's closer to us.
I guess I didn't show up on my search because I was searching for coffee shop. Not a lager.
There's
Lager
King
Emporium.
Games or what's it called? King Crown something on Spadina.
Yeah, there's the one
There's
by
a
the New Silver Snail.
there's a new one by the New
called
Silver Snails called Roleplay.
Roleplay.
And all these places serve food, drinks, luxury items of all sorts, and tables of board games. Oh my goodness! You want to play Fireball Island? They got it. You want to round up some strangers and do Cards Against Humanity and just be awful people? They got it too. This
play Scrabble with a set that looks like it's been through a nuclear fallout. That dictionary was barely holding it together. It was like, tape, and you pick it up and 8 pages would fall out, and you're like, these probably go somewhere in here. I don't know.
Well, that was like Dream Date. The doors was offset, so the wrong dude kept coming to my door when I was going on dates just because the clips weren't right. So I'm just like, no, I don't want Steve. He's going skiing this weekend. I don't care for that. So the games are well played, so they're only so good.
I was super impressed with the selection. I don't play a lot of board games, so obviously I'm like, a million choices. I'll play Scrabble. But one board game.
Monopoly for me. Hungry Hippos, I think. Yeah. The strategy involved is See, the problem is that game actually has rules. And I'm like, the commercial never conveyed this. The kids are slap happy. Just going to town.
Like no more than 8 taps per second?
Well, it's like the game starts officially when one marble goes in, and then one kid is I don't know. It's really weird and off-putting. So we're like, screw the rules, man. We do hippos our way. Yeah. That deal. Yeah. No, but the good thing about Snakes and Lattes is a board game is going to cost the modern games you're talking about House on Haunted Hill, any of these Catans. These are $30 to $50 games right out. Going to these board game cafes, it's $5 for the night, or $2 an hour, depending where you go, or nothing, and they hope you buy food. Yeah. Depending where you go, there's different rules. But you get to try out every game. We're talking Kings of Tokyo. We're talking Pandemic. All these games. And if you want to buy them, they sell them too, right there. You want some zombie dice for the road home? Quick, fast game. Play it on the plane and lose your dice. Whatever.
Back pocket in front of you.
But all your favorite games. You want your Jenga with a little Mario and Donkey Kong? They got that too. They got everything, So once again, Snakes and Lattes, Snakes and Lagers, Role Play Cafe, and it's called King something. Crown. King. It's on Spadell.
Certainly not King's Cup.
Crown? Cloud? King Cloud?
Anyway, there's
Crown?
Yeah. So where else would you suggest to the lonely cartoonist visiting Toronto for an entire week before a show? I don't understand what to do with travel that's not convention oriented. So I'm here and I'm like, you can see I've been here 24 hours and all I can do is find other cartoonists. Help! What do I do? How do I socialize? And I know there's free TCAF stuff, but what else would you say is good for a nice day out?
Go to the ROM, which you did.
We did that. And we did that last year too. So again, I am returning to places.
Did you go to the other one? What's the other gallery? There's the ROM and then there's the Ballad Shoe Museum.
You guys ever been to the shoe museum?
No, I haven't yet. I've been meaning to.
A lot of shoes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
I had coupons. I still didn't go. Shoot.
I'd say almost wandering around neighborhoods is fun too. You hit certain neighborhoods and you check out the shops and stuff. I work St. Lawrence. Is it St. Lawrence Market area? Now it has that giant market that's fun.
St. Lawrence Market is kind of your big, fish, cheese kind of stuff. Very
cheese, you say?
Fish and cheesery.
I like cheese.
Yes. You want to go to St. Lawrence Market if you want that kind of market feel of fish and cheese and little crafts from Granny Netawata's or whatever her name is.
It's like a little life convention.
Yeah.
Where it's just life stuff. You're
I was just in Seattle before I came over here, and walking through Pike Place Market, it was there's a lot of cool stuff in here, and then there's also just some
there's some weird stuff.
It's just a guy with a Sharpie and a T-shirt, $50.
It's kind of like the Pike, but more condensed into a row. It's all very focused.
We saw that magic shop, and we're like, yes, magic shop, and we went, and we're like, so
magically disappointing.
No, and we left. Well, because it's novelty stuff. Liberty Village has a cupcake shop. If you like your cupcakes.
We had a renaissance of those in Portland, and there was Saint Cupcake and Cupcake Jones. And I only know about these because I won some contest on a blog and got sent a free little make your own mini cupcakes thing.
Nice.
And they were super fresh. They FedExed them to me for free, and then I got to make these tiny They were really tasty. But apparently the proprietor of Saint Cupcake, after opening up these 3 boutique cupcake eateries, was like, no, fuck cupcakes. Cupcakes are yesterday. So yesterday, I'm opening a hard candy emporium. So
wow.
It's called Sweetmeats or something, and I haven't been in, but it's
Toronto
Sparkle Fingers, Sugar Tits. I don't know.
Yes, Sugar Tits in Portland. Go today, grand opening.
Sparkle Fingers, Sugar Tits.
Follow us on Twitter.
Was my grandmother.
That's Sparkle Fingers Sugar. Can we name this episode that? Let's put that down. Sparkle.
I'm honored.
Thank you.
Fingers. Sugar Tits.
No, Sparkle Finger Sugar Tits.
Oh, finger. I'm sorry. Singular.
Please.
Great.
Sugar Tits. Multiple tits. Right?
Yeah, multiple.
Thank you.
I'm not a single tit woman.
If you want candy shops in Toronto.
No, I'm good. I'm just saying.
Did you not listen to what
Well, no,
she's saying?
I was just saying if you do, they are pricey because they're like, oh, British import candies, they're so good, you know, and it's
I
like.
will say that
you
I'm
know.
deeply disappointed living in Portland. That like I grew up in Southern California, and both my parents are British, and so there are a lot of import shops there because there's a lot of expats. So you can generally find.
Yeah, you'll find
British
everything
chocolates
for like
and
the
everything.
actual Cadbury for Britain.
Yeah, exactly. And like.
That's what Matt was. I'm channeling our good friend Matt when he talks because he gets really angry because when he eats chocolate here, he's like, it's not the same chocolate. He gets so
Sure
angry.
it's not Erica's husband Matt?
No,
He
that's
is grumpy about that
no,
stuff.
that's it. But like he found all his like
Grumpy
his
Matts.
oasis. He found many grumpy Mats and visiting, but he found like there's one in Young that's the import shop, and you get like the can of Heinz beans and stuff that apparently is a big deal, and the true like nothing like pasties or nothing like that. Like that.
No, I just didn't realize that Portland is the same climate as the UK, so there's actually not a lot of cause. Like Southern California, Vancouver, BC, great. Seattle, Portland, no British people. Just no British people. There's a couple
never
pubs,
showed
but
up?
like there's no shop. There's one really terrifying Princess Diana themed tea room in Lake Oswego, which is a very wealthy suburb, which is there's just like, if you want to have high tea with a picture of the Queen's face taped to your face with the eyes cut out so it looks like you just skinned her.
Oh, it's that classy. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know they went to that level.
The kind of classy that goes through classy and out the other side.
This is a raised finger indeed. That's what that is.
So, that's the novelty is pleasant, but then there's also this point where you're like, do I want to pay?
Yeah.
Besides, I already got my Cadbury chocolate at the supermarket because you guys have it here.
Oh, you guys can also get your Kinder Surprise. What's inside? Not food. That's why you can't have it. Chunkin hazards for all the kids. That's why you can't have it in the States. But in Canada, we don't care for children. Kinder Surprise for all. So go get yours.
It's a great population control measure.
It is, yeah.
They weren't meant to survive.
It's the Darwinian snack, I find.
Awful.
I don't know.
We're good people.
You want to go to Kensington Market though, if you want some silly culture and clothing.
Yeah,
it's got.
It's a good day. It's good to wander on a nice day.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
Yeah, you actually showed up when winter finally ended. The winter just ended.
And
finally.
you guys are like just getting your magnolias and like your hyacinths out. And
we're gonna get our cherry blossom trees too.
Have spring this year.
Spring is
so
here.
we already had all this shit in Portland, and it's like coming into summer now.
Yeah.
So coming back here is like traveling back.
Well, that was us going to Seattle for Emerald City. We're like, it's spring here. Oh, no coats for us. It's lovely.
So
and then we land in Chicago. We're like, oh, what is this
the
madness?
Chicago winter has been really shitty.
Yeah, and this was just us going from the plane to the friggin' airport. It was like, yeah, it was awful. I hate it. We got lots of questions. Start voting them up to get our attention. Earn our favor by voting. Andrew Murray.
We did go to Honest Ed's.
Andrew Murray asking, did you go to the scouting? Do it while you can, because Honest Ed's will be no more.
In 2016, though, right?
Really? Is that far away?
Yeah.
Why did they move so soon? Okay.
They said we're going to be.
I used to live like a block from it. I lived in the area. It was a smaller house, but really nice area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, what time is it? Comic time. And I walked to the comic shop,
Wait, is the Beguiling not going to be there anymore?
That whole block, I think, is going to be gone.
Holy
so
shit.
I think even Little Island's included in that. It's kind of like the whole chunk all the way down Mervis Street.
Okay.
Even there's these really nice bars there too. There's a Central, which a lot of events were hosted at, like the Big Island does. A lot of comic
Is it the place right next door?
Yeah, it's really neat stuff. Really neat venue. And
I got eyeballed by a group of people out front, and I was like, I can't tell if these are cartoonists who kind of know who I am, or if they're other people who are just looking at me funny.
Well, a lot of the after parties were there too. Like we had like our friend Keen being like, oh, let's just go out to the Central, and we just hang out there on the porch, and they were like, oh, Svetlana walked by. Weird. It was just like this weird comic-y town this has turned into.
Yeah.
And the Victory is also a really nice pub in the summer, spring, but it'd be sad. Yeah, sad to see those go if the whole thing becomes condos, because this is happening everywhere. We're like, oh, this is an awesome neighborhood. Let's drop a condo in it, but they drop it on top of the awesome stuff. And it's no longer an awesome neighborhood, so there's no point.
And plus, there's no parking. This is happening in Portland right now, and they've built up Division Street to an extraordinary degree, but it's still a tiny suburb with little tiny suburb streets, and nobody's building any parking.
And to top it off, no one's actually living in the condos because it's foreign investors buying them just as something to sell to someone else.
Now, does Toronto have the same problem that Vancouver does of being...
They're starting to get that.
Okay, Tony Cliff and I were talking about this.
Vancouver's trying to clean up their act, and Toronto has to start doing that too, because they're going to start killing their culture if they don't.
It was just like, he was telling me that teardown houses in Toronto are like, $900,000 low ball to buy a property, and it's like, charming crack house for sale, a mere $900,000.
I'll take
snackers. It's exorbitant.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But it's like, yeah, I was watching a documentary about it. It's just depressing because it's like you may as well give these investors just a picture of a room and be like, you bought this picture. You know, it's just as much as if they bought this condo that no one's living in. Like, because there's all these like shops that build up around these new condos. Like built right into the building was like the flower shop. I know everyone here is going to buy the flowers, and no one was there. There's no one walking around because no one lived in the buildings. They're all the buildings with the windows pulled down. Those are all the fake ones. It's tragic. Just look up falling glass. That's its own thing. Voted up with 2. No, 3. Oh my goodness.
Wait, people upvote?
Yeah. They haven't beat 4 yet though, so you don't win the episode. I couldn't wait.
Yeah, we were thinking about going to the aquarium.
Yeah, Ripley's Aquarium. It's fantastic. There's a conveyor. It is,
expensive.
but the conveyor belt is worth it
Wait,
because you stand on this conveyor belt that takes you under the water. And
the tunnel of death.
It's
yes.
amazing.
We were talking about the Shark Tank tunnel of death.
It's that alone is worth, I find, the expensive price because you just go in and it's taking its time. You can look at everything. There's sharks over your head and there's sea turtles over your head.
Oh my god! Friggin'
It'll be more of a
stingrays are like.
challenge than the ROM where it was like, well, you know, I'm just gonna draw this stuffed patoo bird.
I wish it would be challenging.
Yeah, so there wasn't a lot of stuff that was actually moving except for the Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and they just weren't really very big.
Did you go in the back cave?
And the children, the hordes of screaming children.
Let's go to the back cave.
We did go in the back cave.
Oh,
the bats are fake.
Oh yeah.
There's no real bats.
They don't release bats on the children. I know we have Kinder Surprise. We don't hate the kids that much to then give them bats.
No, I just thought that like we go to a zoo. There's a bat cave.
Yeah,
an actual bat
legit.
cave.
And they like cling in the back of the head. Like,
Well, no, there's glass.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you think of American zoos are like. There's the jaguar enclosure. They just throw you in there as a jaguar. And
enjoy.
Darwinian jaguar enclosure. If you make it out, you're worth
jaguar.
it. The Kinder Jaguar sponsored enclosure.
It's a chocolate egg. What's inside of it? It's a jaguar. It's starving because it can't eat chocolate. It's
it was caught in the plastic, and so smell the chocolate. I liked it. Yeah, no, that's actually, it was fun. Like, it was expensive, so I wouldn't go, but some people can't. They're like month.
I think there's like a
year passes.
cheap, I can't remember.
You can always find something. Like, if you go to any hotel, you'll find all those cards and be like, medieval times, 20% off, and shoe museum, please come, and all these things like that. So it's like,
of course, the shoe museum. Please God, come look at our shoes. I have it, so, you know, for like excursions that involve drawing things, I actually have a really hard time drawing shoes a lot of times, so I figured it would be...
The only way to learn is to do it! So go to the shoe museum.
Go to the shoe
museum. Apparently. Justin Bieber's shoes, I think. I don't know when he wore them.
I'm sorry, guys, I have to go.
I gotta draw this in real time.
It's a midnight.
I'm just gonna
It's tablets.
I brought my tent.
It's just rolled up in a tent.
Next to his shoes, watching them glow.
I'm sorry, miss, you can't sleep here. No, sir, you don't understand. I'm in line for the shoe museum. What line?
If you want to go a little further afield, there's of course the Science Center, which is fun. I don't know if they still have. They had a Sesame Street exhibit a while ago, which is kind of cool. I don't know if they're still doing that.
Okay.
My favorite was like a couple years ago. They had this thing called Video Games 2.0, and they just had this section of like all these obscure video games, and you could play them all. I'm playing like this friggin' squash game from Sega. It was nuts. Playing Virtua Fighter. They had like little art galleries and stuff being like, well, the reason why Laura Croft's boobs are bigger is originally a glitch, but the programmer was like, good glitch, and he left it in. You know, you're like, I'm learning here.
Interesting.
Interesting. And they had Smash Bros. Melee on the big screen, and I'm like, I'm back to Kirby! And it's like, ah! It was such a fun exhibit. Like, the Science Center has some really good fun stuff, and even the regular stuff's kind of silly to play around.
Do you have any of that, what's the aerogel, the super thin, vaguely transparent, blue, floaty stuff? This is the only thing that I remember from the California Science Center growing up was, I think it's called, do you know what I'm talking about, Dave? Damn it.
They're useless.
They don't have that shit in Britain. Aerogel, I think. Okay. It's like, it looks like somebody took blue smoke and condensed it into a solid, but it's kind of translucent, and apparently it's super strong and like incredibly light, and they had it in a tiny obscure case off to the side of the exhibit hall where they had like the earthquake simulators where you could build things and make them earthquake proof. They had this little tiny thing, and I was like, what the fuck is with this? How do you do it? I want to hold it, and like there was no explanatory placard about why it was there. I was just like, what is this?
Was it supposed to be there, or did it invade the museum?
I have no idea. It had a little display case, so like I'm
presuming
your knowledge. Maybe it was some sort
of like the
fancy
comes
thing.
and just wipes it off.
Oh, this again.
It's
Invasion of the Blue Goo.
Anyway, there was some good stuff in the Science Museum. They also had one of those giant collapsible kinetic
Oh, those are cool.
Well,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a really, really big one in the atrium that you could look at.
Just remind me, the funnest thing, funny enough, wasn't even a video game at this exhibit, but it was. If you remember when everyone was into like move technology, like the Wii and stuff.
Yeah.
The
Is that not
PlayStation.
still the case? I'm not up on videos.
It's kind of played its thing,
Okay.
but you know, PlayStation had to get in too, and they have these Move wands. It's called PlayStation Move, and there's like a glowy ball. This was a genius game these guys made because there was no screen, but everyone had one. And the goal, since it's motion sensitive, the goal is when the music plays slow, you want to move as slow as possible, and you're trying to make hit the other person's glow ball to make them lose. Okay. It's called kind of like joust, and so you're kind of like you're like reaching for it. Then the music would speed up, and that means you can go as fast as you want. You're like running around, smacking, but then the music goes, and then you're just like, and people are just like moving it out of the way slowly, and they're trying to like move your arm, and it was genius fun. It was just like this. So
is there any actual video?
No video. It was just using the move.
Do you have to touch the wand, or do you have to just touch?
You can just push the guy over, but the point is, if you move too fast, it moves too fast, and you lose too. So it was like a kind of weird fencing game, and it was fantastic. And I'm like, I think they've done that like. PAX and other events like they've done this, but it's a really fun thing if you ever, I don't even know what it's called. It's like joust or move. What's it called?
Oh, Johann Sebastian Joust.
Johann Sebastian Joust.
That's so cool.
They were playing the music and they'd slow it down and speed up. They're like, and the thing is, like, I'm a grown man attacking children. I'm like, trying to like, but then they slow down like.
Slow motion fights with children are basically my ideal way to spend an afternoon.
Slow motion fights is like the best part of drama class because like we had this game called You Have Two Swords for Hands. I forget what it's actually called, but basically
that's like the floor is lava. I mean, it's those games where you don't really need a special name.
But it's in slow mo, and the goal was you have to like hit someone, but you're also trying to block. But since you're all in drama class, you're not going to cheat. You're all like and like
Rada sword fighting.
And apparently I'm good at ridiculous deaths because I like somehow rolled my head under my leg and I'm like,
so shocked.
And people were just like, what the hell is he doing?
And then you killed them all.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they were confused.
But it's like you can run. Like we should do that at TCAF. Host You Have Two Swords for Arms game.
Just play it during the show.
Well, it's a library, so it should be cool too.
Yeah.
We could be at the top floor being like, and you're like running to the elevator.
It's gonna be so great for like trying to vault over the balcony.
You're actually slowly repelling.
Let's jump in some questions since we have a guest. We're like crazy distracted. Oh my goodness. Once again, vote for your questions because since we have a guest, it's very distracting and we can't read anything. So, topping it up at 3, we got Michelle Tripp saying, when do the Bit Bazaar start? I think it's... Okay, there's Comics versus Games is happening. That's happening at Bento Miso, and there's an opening party on Thursday for that. I think Bit Bazaar, though, is only during the show. But it goes on longer than TCAF, so like Bit Bazaar goes from like 9 till like 8 or something like that. Well, TCAF ends at 6 or something like that. So
but it's in the same.
It's over at Bento Miso though, so it's a bit of a trip away.
I didn't make it there last year.
Yeah, it's not too far. It's a neat place to check out. If you can check out Bento Miso, it's basically what King and
it's the bottom of
it's near the
Bellwood
park.
So it's
King and Shaw.
Bellwood.
It's Queen. It is Bellwood Park.
No.
That's where I gotta go. My people.
That's weird.
They will flock to me.
Queen and.
I will be a queen.
What the heck is that side street? Anyways, if you just Google.
I think it's Shaw. It's Queen and Shaw.
You know this street, Shaw.
Excuse me, sir. Could you direct me to this?
Where is this?
And if you're near there, you can also. If you're near the bottom of Trinity Bellwood Park, what can you get? Macaroons. Who doesn't like macaroons?
Oh, they are really
and there was a suspense because I didn't know if you were gonna say macaroni or not.
I want that.
Who likes crab dinner? You go to Trinity Bellwood, guaranteed a bowl right there waiting for you. You can trust it. It's Canada.
What kind of macaroons do they have? What's your favorite kind of
All the
macaroons?
kinds.
Oh gosh, cotton candy. It's really good. It's
Whoa.
pink and it's really delicious.
Whoa.
I know, it sounds super
Sparkly? Is it one of those desserts that has sparkles in it?
It's not sparkly.
What's the place
but
called?
It's pink. It's called Nadej. And they have
Nadej.
really beautiful tarts and cakes.
Ooh.
If you go a couple blocks east, there's this Japanese convenience store that sells you the onigiri.
Yeah, Sanko.
Sanko.
You can get
Do they have mochi?
I think so. Yeah, a bit of
you can get
everything.
ice cream mochi.
We're going!
Mochi!
Queen Street's a fun place to wander.
Yeah, well, like, okay, if you come to Toronto, it's kind of like just pick a street. You know, not a random one, but like you can just walk along a
There's some
street.
places you shouldn't go.
Some places you probably should go. But like going along Queen, you'll find interesting stuff. Going along Spadina, if you want to hit Chinatown, you want to do Spadina if it's
We've been
Queen
up and
College.
down there.
Yeah. But if you go one over, it's Kensington Market,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it's crazy weird and like all crazy clothing shops and stuff like that. And, like, there's a pie store too. Wanda's Pie in the Sky is really nice. If you want to sit out front, get like coffee and a pie. There's like a grilled cheese shop and stuff. Lots of stuff.
I have a book of walking tours actually for like Hangouts. I'll give that to you if you guys want to check.
Voted up to 4 points. We got Drew Powers saying you guys make me want to visit Canada.
We've converted people. You should just come.
It's great here. The comics conventions are all free.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The good,
You can just
The good ones.
all the rest you guys
Those
sneak
comics-
into.
I think Calgary's like a
Vancouver is.
Vancouver is. Calgary I think is like a big comic expo, so
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
not.
Okay.
It might
It's
not
gone
be
Hollywood.
Toronto Fan Expo expensive though.
Voted up
Oh,
with 3
there's
points. We
that.
got text support saying, who is the voice in the background behind Katie?
Oh, this is,
Introduce yourself.
this is my friend Dave Convery. He came all the way from England.
Stan, damn you!
Yay.
Stand so the nice people can see you. Dave runs
There.
a
Yay.
podcast in the UK called
Consequential.
yeah,
Oh,
Consequential.
jeez. You're watching us and be like, these guys don't know what they're doing. Yeah, man. No plan.
We're basically the same, but with a lot more swearing. So
This is very
We can match
We can
that, right?
swear.
We can poo and swear, can't we? And
Boo!
butt.
Sure.
boob and
We said tits.
you said tits.
dongle.
You're the one lowering the tone.
America.
Bring it. America represents.
I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Anyway, Dave does all the editing for the podcast, so he spends a lot of time editing out the more unsavory parts of his show.
Yeah.
So it's not actually as bad
Yeah.
on air.
Well, that's why I like this, because we just go straight to YouTube regardless what happens.
Yeah,
And
he said they're doing this live on
Yeah,
video.
this
and
is
I said, yeah,
happening.
and he goes, oh.
Unfortunately, anything you do will go on the air.
Anything.
The dirty British talk.
No, it's
You could
even
come.
our normal conversation is disgusting.
Put on this chair.
Oh, yeah, you can join us. Why not?
Reading comics on your Kindle, your iPad.
Yeah,
whatever the
just-
fuck that thing is.
What's
I know stuff about
have you been to
technology.
Canada before?
No, it's my first time.
Oh, it's a good
Oh,
time. It's like spring or something.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I don't know what it is.
What do you people call this season?
Not winter. Was it? We have 2 seasons. It's winter and construction.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's Canada.
Yeah.
That's Toronto. There you go. A little local humor for you kids. We got Andrew Murray. Oh my gosh, Guys with Pencils. You do podcasts. Have you listened to Guys with Pencils?
No.
These guys may match you in cussery. This dude's potty mouth is vile. I cry, not because of laughter, but of hurt after every episode. Andrew Murray.
Andrew.
Adam
Shame,
Hines.
Andrew.
He's saying that, Andrew. And what are you saying right now? You're saying all the Cadbury cream eggs in North America are made here in Toronto. If you could find the local location and beg to get in, they can give you a tour. I think we have one just a
Actually,
block
right around the
away.
corner.
I think there's a Cadbury factory.
The cream egg.
It's like Willy
Yeah.
Wonka.
Do you have a
Like-
golden ticket? Can I get a golden
That's
ticket?
why I've never got
Oh,
in.
no.
I've yet to,
Yeah,
I've
we're
eaten
not
so
gonna-
many
Do you
cream
just have to
eggs.
show up and say, I'm diabetic?
It's weird though, because you walk outside the house and it smells like chocolate some
Yeah.
days. It just smells like butter and chocolate.
There's
cooked goods.
one of Dave's coworkers constructed a genuinely terrifying, like, yay-sized cream egg.
Holy.
It was like the size of a normal Easter egg.
That photo made it look really big.
The perspective
Small
on that.
hands.
It looked like a bicycle basket. But there
Big
were
as a bicycle
crossless
basket.
photos on the-
It was massive. He made
Was it
the
on-
filling.
yeah, on
What? So they made the filling themselves to like match the. Is it a secret ingredient or is this well known?
It's sugar.
Yeah.
It's sugar.
Is it well known?
Oh well
They have
then.
heard it.
Little
But it's like,
bit.
you know, you can see the pot boiling on the stove, and it's
Yeah.
like clear water, presumably full of sugar, thickening,
Yeah.
thickening, whitening.
Yeah.
It's gonna give you death disease. It looks really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Well-
good. Like a teaspoon of it.
It's a communal snack, I find. Right?
Yeah.
You're all getting on.
Oh, we all got around with breadsticks. It was very simple.
Really? Just like
Cadbury
a
cream egg fondue.
nice rye, just dip it
It's
in.
actually true. We did.
What else did
Gosh.
the same person make? There was some other I want to kill you all dessert.
Oh, a load of stuff.
Yeah.
He's basically a criminal.
Is this guy? Wait,
You all
is
are.
he like a YouTube chef? Is he like put his stuff online? Do I know this guy?
No, not at all.
Because there's one I was following. He's
No.
like, oh, that's delicious. Like he's like eating it as soon as he makes it. It makes you feel bad because you don't have it, and then you make it and ultimately screw it up somehow, and it's still in the freezer now.
It's not like
Yes.
regular ordinary Swedish mealtime where you're just
No!
screaming all the time.
Because he's like, here's how to make, you know, an easy 2-ingredient pie. You get yourself some Greek yogurt and, you know, Jello. I'm like, genius. So I put those two together. I'm like, how could this go wrong? And it's in the freezer, and I basically feel like I'm eating chalk like all day because it's just like grainy and
You're gonna make
powdery.
yourself
You
finish
can
it.
throw it out.
I
You can chuck it. It's okay.
think it's like a yeast to the dish. I don't know how I'm going to clean this thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you've frozen it, yeah.
Yeah, well, I made it for our Frozen party. We were doing our Frozen
Oh.
Blu-ray party, and we're going to eat this amazing thing. Everyone's going to like me.
We don't have this much fun.
Oh yeah, in Canada we have silly things.
Yeah.
Silly kingdoms.
There you go.
Hey.
All the way up here.
Good house for sure.
Let's see what else we got. Vote up for 3. We got Sarah saying, "Yep, this might be completely out of order. I don't know what's going on." Yep, we call that gentrification. Montreal has the same problem. Condos everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Does England have a condo situation?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
We were just discussing the housing crisis.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Let's speak about the housing crisis in England.
Well,
What's going
joining us on Dateline tonight.
on? Would you say it's a crisis?
There's a lot of rich people who don't live there who own houses.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, did you hear about the thing with Google in San Francisco?
Yeah.
There's this like Google lawyer who's like taking down this whole like building so he can build a thing.
What's
And
the thing?
it's
Was it a large hadron collider?
it was some sort of thing. It's like his own thing. But like the problem is now like that town like now grows to hate Google. And because Google has its own bus line that's like, enjoy your bus, idiots, and you get on the bus. And if you walk around with Google Glass, they will beat you up
I mean, that should be
because you're flaunting it.
that should be a policy across the board.
Like
though.
normally that would happen, but now there's reason behind it.
Right. Short of just, I don't know why this makes me angry, but I'm so angry.
Your stupid glasses.
They've also taken to flipping smart cars over.
I heard about that
It's like
in
the-
San
Oh,
Francisco.
but that's not good though. They're so small.
If
They
you
make
have a
them
smart car in
look-
San Francisco, cow tipping is like the newest thing for you guys.
Yeah.
'Cause-
They just on the hills they just
Yeah.
and then they fall down.
That's dangerous though. In San Francisco, that shit just keeps going. It's
Yeah.
gonna hit somebody in Oakland.
Yeah, like I think it just stays. But yeah, that's what I was thinking when I heard about it. It was like,
I just want like a video with a guy chasing his car now down the hill.
No.
It's just going through traffic perfectly. Just ring, ring. Like one of those Chuck
It's like watching
Jones,
videos
like
of
Chuck Jones coconut squirrel, like squirrel chasing a coconut. He's like that. It's just going through traffic.
It's like watching people try and drive in the snow in Portland.
Oh my gosh. Is it that, how bad is it out there in winter?
We don't get, so it snowed effectively twice in the 6 years that I've lived there.
Yeah.
And the first was my first year in Portland.
Wow, good
and
timing.
it was during finals week, my freshman year of college. All the kids were like snowed. The airport shut down for a day. It's like 4 inches of snow, you guys. It was not serious. But I was, oh no, we're doing like snowplow. Nobody can go anywhere. And my college is on a hill, Steel Hill.
Oh,
and
gosh.
we would just sit there at the dorm eating popcorn and watching these cars just like,
no.
Well, that was like.
They just couldn't drive. People in Portland can't drive for shit in the snow. I'm from California. I don't drive even, so I sidestepped this problem. But this past winter in February we had a snowpocalypse, which was actually like maybe 8 even 9 inches.
Yeah.
Good God.
That was a bit.
But it was sizable.
Called in the military.
And I didn't see as much horrible driving this time around, but also I'm not living right on a hill. Did see a lot of cross country skiers.
Those dicks.
Ugh.
It was
Get
waiting.
your teleskis out of my front lawn.
We're like the last snow we saw was like 7 years ago. They're waiting for this with their skis. Well, that was like.
Waxing them every day.
Well, that's like when I hear this like flooding in Toronto. I just want to be that asshole in the canoe. Like, hey, good luck going to work. It's like that.
I got fired. Look at all these monitors.
I bought this canoe.
With my severance package. It's my severance canoe.
That guy, that jobless prick in a canoe.
Such a trope, right? Every movie that I watch,
Such a-
jobless asshole in canoe.
Such a Canadian thing.
Played by Shanahanignas. It's just about as famous as maple syrup.
Yeah, it may as well be. But like I always wondered about that because like, well, there's also I shouldn't laugh, but there's the videos when there's like flood, like not terrible flooding, but like in the city flooding. And there's this like girl trying to get to school, and she just slips and goes down the road, down the river because there's so much water, and people are filming this being dicks about it in like this college. But it's just like whoop, and it's like gone, and I'm like I've never seen like I know we've had bad flooding in Toronto, but I've never seen it in person that bad.
Yeah.
Apparently up north, like even like how cars do get a little submerged. just a
There
little
were
more.
apparently some floody ice rink bits of Portland. There's like an underpass that goes under the I-5.
Yeah.
That dips down in a non-drainage tunnel-y kind of way, and apparently that was.
Well, that was like our Union Station a little while back when it was actually flooded and people were posting like photoshopped images of like sharks going around the station, and it looks so real. We're like, oh shit, we got sharks at Union Station.
Sort of in sewer alligators.
Yeah, but it was really well done. Really well. All right, vote with 2. We got tech support
What's up, Texas?
saying Oakville Rib Fest at Sheridan, June 20th to 22nd. Yum.
All right.
That's where I got this fine quality tin cup here from Pappy's Old Fashioned Rib Fest Soda Pop Code,
Pappy's!
Oakville. They also sell butterbeer. So you're a Harry Potter fan, get a Pappy's.
You need a beard to pull that off.
Something like that.
You gotta be able to mumble through your mustache.
Words.
Not sizable enough yet.
Rib fests are
We'll get there.
fun. Working on it.
For your pappy beard.
I trim my beard. It's not like this. I'm not like defective or something.
Coming in with 1 vote, which is everyone else. Guys, start voting for your questions if you think it's a good one. We got Chris Cater. What the? Chris, haven't seen this guy in a while. I should be coming back to town by tomorrow. If you'd like someone to wander with, more than happy to walk about.
Aw, friends.
So that's a good buddy, Chris. He's also a photographer, so if you need good pictures of you walking, he got you covered.
Very
We
good.
could do like a sequence.
This is gonna be the highest quality Twitter live blogging experience of Toronto ever.
Gonna kill my data plan, but it's worth it.
I don't have anything. It's been really. I bought 50 Canadian texts, which is why I texted you tonight instead of emailing. So I was like, no, damn it! I paid $10 for this shit. I'm gonna text you 50 more times, Katie. I'm gonna text you 1 letter per text.
On the way out, you're like, I didn't use them all yet. I will miss you.
Yeah, I probably had some left over from getting lost last year and texting you and having you come rescue my butt on a bus.
Fun times. I'm always happy to rescue you.
Yeah, we can do that. We got not much else going
I
on.
just
We rescue
the
our
reference
friends.
library was here and I was here. Instead of walking here, I went 2 miles this way.
You just
That'll
keep going.
happen. Yeah. Well, like the weird
And then
thing is,
eventually I hit the water and I was like, Katie!
wait, the water? Which way did you go?
It's
That's
away!
like-
Is there a lake between here and the library?
That's Hamilton over there. It's not the library.
Fuck it up.
Jeez, you went to the hammer. We got carbon-based biped
Was it?
saying, I'm saving up for I thought I was going to say canoe. I'm saving up for a new computer for video editing. I'm
Good
thinking
job,
about building my own for the first time. Have you ever built your own computer before? And why or why not? Are there any tips for computer buying? All right.
Jeez.
What we got? Podcast. What we got?
I just buy Macs.
All in one. You know.
Yep.
HP does that too. I think I had one custom job. It was like the smart friends who did it, who were like, oh, you need a motherboard and a RAM. And I'm like, oh, it sounds good.
What
Let's do
about
it.
a fatherboard? Then they called you a fascist for not believing that 2 motherboards could raise a computer together.
Exactly.
You guys, is game actually legal in Canada?
Oh, it's
How long
totally-
has that been going on up here?
Long
They're
time.
doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks for going.
Yeah.
All right, good
Yeah.
job, Canada.
5 or 6 or
Yeah.
7.
All right.
They're working on it everywhere. Like, it's not perfect yet. But
Do
it's
you have
still
nail clippers?
I've been picking up my nails.
Do you have nail clippers?
Is it weird that you use like mine, or is that cool?
It's totally fine. If you're not weirded out by it, I'm not weirded out by it.
I'm game.
I just don't want to
Folks.
spend $9 on. I'm not going to do it on the show. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
I was gonna run out now, and we'll be like,
Sorry, what I was
questions.
saying. Do you want me to do my toes too? Whoops.
We've seen weirder things on
No,
the
I
subway.
just you can't.
Trust
You
me.
know, you're gonna have to spend like $8 on nail clippers and then chuck them out because you can't take them back on the plane. But I forgot
Oh,
to cut my nails
really?
before I came. They're getting really talony.
Yeah,
If I don't do something about it before TCAF, I'm gonna like gouge some poor
Yeah.
customer. And
Like
there's
a
gonna be
handshake.
lawsuit.
I get that sometimes when they're kind of broken. You just like stab people. You're like, I'm sorry.
That being said,
They have
Canadians.
scars from not for me,
Oh.
not for me.
Like today, only just. Yeah.
That being said, like Canadians don't really sue when you stab them. Like they're kind of cool. Like we get
This guy's
along.
British. I don't know what
Oh, yeah. I was saying like no one really sues
We
each
have
other.
several laws.
Preventing these things
to.
from happening.
5.
We have a bunch of laws, preventative action. Voted up for 1. We got another carbon-based biped. Wait, did we even answer that question?
I mean, okay, smart friends
Tried.
or
You-
fine.
all right.
Did it work?
Gay marriage is legal in Canada.
I
There you
built one in 1996.
That's
They're
probably still
a bit
relevant.
different.
Does it
now.
still play Doom, or has it gone?
It's dead. It was
Oh,
that
jeez.
big.
Well, the nice thing of building your own is some people are like, oh, you buy Macs, I could just build a better one for cheaper. But I'm like, that takes effort and knowledge, which I do not have. So, you can do it. You like building it yourself can be cheaper, and you can also learn a thing or two about yourself and your friends. It's great. So
What
The
did you
power
learn
of
about
friendship.
I learned my friends are smarter, and I should just buy an HP all-in-one or something like that. Because when it breaks down, you got nothing to help you unless they're around.
yourself?
But building your own, you can like do a couple things. It's like, do I want 1 gig or 2 gig? You can choose these things. Fair. But and then you gotta buy Windows and Windows 8, and have a good time with that. So I don't know. I'm not sure about things. Anyway, yeah. So all-in-ones are usually not too bad. If you're doing heavy audio and video editing, the all-in-one may not be the best route unless you get like a media-heavy one.
I did upgrade my RAM recently,
Yeah, there you
and
go.
that was pretty painless on a Mac.
You're like a modern-day hacker.
Yeah! The nice man at the
Look at
store
that.
installed it for me with his little futuristic anti-static bracelet so he
There you
couldn't
go.
zap himself, although my hard drive may be dead now, but we don't know yet.
The warranty may be voided.
We're gonna find out.
And funny enough, though, if you do buy a Mac, they're usually pretty ready for video and After Effects. Like an off-the-shelf iMac can handle After Effects, like the hardest stuff, pretty
Just
good.
get that shit refurbished. Pro tip: find a friend who's in college and use their student discount.
Yeah.
Hey.
When you buy new from the Apple Store, it's like $100 off, but like that could be something else that you spend it on.
A bicycle.
So buy Macs and
Happy's
bicycles.
butterbeer.
Get Happy's butterbeer.
$100 worth.
Oh my goodness. He follows up with, I'm saving for a new canoe. I'm going to build it out of a hollowed out tree. Any tips? Dad, you go down the river. What do you know? Tech support. Help us out with this canoe conundrum.
Wait, your dad is tech support?
Yeah, he calls in and be like, this sounds crap.
Oh, we were.
You're ugly.
We asked Twitter.
Fix it.
Mother says trim your beard.
No, okay, it's more like that. It's more like
My mother had her first tweet.
Really?
Her second tweet of all time,
That's
because
so cute.
Dave and I were trying to figure out this crossword. We felt really dumb about this. I don't know how much you guys know
You
about
went
falcons.
all out with the crosswords.
Look, man, we got a lot of crosswording to catch up on.
Oh my
I
god.
bought this book the last time we saw each other 5 years ago, and like I've kind of started a couple crosswords, but I'm bad at them on my own, so like we've been catching up and finishing shit.
Yeah.
But we were trying to solve this one, and we've just been bashing our heads against it, and I was like, fuck it, I'm asking Twitter. And I asked Twitter, and I get an email from my mother with the subject line Twitter difficulties saying, I tried to tweet the answer to your crossword question on Twitter, but it didn't show up in your Twitter feed. Anyway, it's Merlin. Love you very much. I hope you're having a nice time in Canada. Bye. And then I go check my Twitter stream, and sure enough, there it is. But I think because I hadn't retweeted it or something, it hadn't shown up. She didn't know where to look.
Well, yeah, she wouldn't see it. It would. Yeah, unless you.
It would be like 100 times like Merlin.
Merlin!
Damn
Merlin!
Answer me! It's sweet to have parents that read your Twitter feed because, you know, if I'm like griping about something, my mother will call and she'll be like, "Hey, something okay? I heard you had a terrible bus ride." And I'm like, "Oh, Ma, it's just comedy Twitter. It's okay."
We over-exaggerate in the comic world.
No, do your parents read your Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like not following me, but just checking.
Yeah,
in
no,
every now and
yeah,
then,
exactly.
short
My mom will go
bursts.
to my page
Checking
and read
everything.
everything.
Well, like, Katie will have the phone. She's like, Mom wants to know you're alive. And I'm like, yes, I am, mother. So there you go.
I'm tweeting,
Just
so I must
checking
be
in.
alive.
Yeah, there you go. We'll just read this one quickly because it's about TCAF. We got Dylan Fall saying, I wish I could go to TCAF, but finals are the same week. Friggin' reels and portfolios and the like. I'm sorry. Skip them. I don't know. Professional.
That's what you get for getting an education.
Hang out reading comics all day.
Tech support saying, what's happening in the comic world in England across the pond?
Fuck them all!
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the same comics.
Yeah. Is there a
Support them.
new run on Tintin?
A new run on Tintin. There's a new Asterix book set in Scotland. That's pretty exciting.
Okay, that's
good.
So,
There you go.
I mean, Asterix is French, but he's popped over.
Is the original team or whoever's still working on them, or is it a
No,
franchise now?
this is the first one that's been passed over to a new team.
Really? Okay.
So I think Adurzo from the original team's still alive, and this one's this is the hand-picked replacement team. And it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, like we grew up on those books. It was just something I just kind of kept, never in order, but just kept rereading them whenever they're around. Be like, what are they up to again?
Did you guys, when you were growing up, did you think about who was drawing the comics?
Probably not until
Not until we
Seymour.
started making them.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think it wasn't really until we went to a convention and my dad's like, this guy's a writer. And to her, he's like, this lady's an artist. And we're like, people make comics? What the hell?
Yeah, it was like when we first went down the indie artist alley and people were having their own comics, and it wasn't just a company, it was like just one person worked on this book.
It seemed feasible.
Yeah.
Really.
Because we were just talking about this, like what we grew up on in terms of comics, because I'm pretty late to this, but Dave's been reading them since Dave was younger. And did you have that realization at any point when you were a kid that like somebody makes this?
I think a little bit. So like with Tintin and Asterix, it was pretty obvious. But I think when it was like Batman, I didn't really think about it because it was just a continuous supply of Batman.
Yeah.
And sometimes it looked a bit different, but it was just people were doing Batman at me, and that was
really the key operative term is Batman.
Yeah, that was more of the thing. I think I think the European creators were a little bit more obvious.
Right.
Perhaps.
It helps that they just have the one name.
They all have one name. Like the 2000 AD guys as well were sort of fairly obvious because there's sort of a lot of the personality injected into the comics.
Yeah.
And when I grew up, before the internet.
Remember, kids, this wasn't always here. This
It was a
interweave.
dark time.
Yeah. It's also Ireland.
Yeah. Yeah. They're looking forward to it though. They're really looking forward to getting the internet.
Ireland will be online soon, guaranteed. Can't wait. Talk to my family. I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff happening in comics in the UK. I don't know if it's the same here, but it feels like it's really sort of massively increased in popularity in the last 5 years and visibility of the indie stuff.
Well, I mean, since I joined the industry,
It's
a new game.
Have you been to Thought Bubble?
I've been to Thought Bubble, the last 2 years I've gone.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's if exciting. I can raise the exorbitant playing fee.
Tell the viewers at home what this Thought Bubble is all about. I don't know what they told me.
Thought Bubble it's another Comic Con, but it's the biggest one in the UK. It's
cool.
A really nice sort of just comics event, and it's big. It's like 7,000 or 8,000 people will attend, but it still feels like a really small con. Big for us.
I was just thinking about Emerald City and like getting heart palpitations. That's like fucking 60,000 people.
There aren't as many of us. We don't breathe all the available space.
Excellent.
I'm doing my best. Anyway,
well,
I'm excited. I got accepted to go to Thought Bubble this year,
Nice.
but it requires
Going to England.
a lot of money. Well, that would be great because I get to see my family, and I haven't seen them.
Okay, cool.
I mean, my parents are still in California, but like I have adoptive family that I saw a lot growing up, and since I moved away from home, we haven't really been taking family trips back to see my parents.
Yeah.
Family people. So it would be really nice to go and just take a month of it, but
Oh, you mean like staying there?
so I'm gonna sell hella comics this weekend and then finance my trip out there.
Support the trip to Thought Bubble.
Yeah,
Where's your table?
Well, on my blog it still says I will be tabling it. Insert table number here. I am on the ground floor. I think I'm like table 45, 46, or 145, whatever the numbers on the ground floor are.
Yeah.
Basically where I was last year, but 3 tables down.
Nice.
I will be obvious. I will be shouting in a friendly way, like I am now.
We got carbon-based biped voted up with 2, saying my mom got out a roadmap of Europe to help my sister and me with a crossword once. She was dedicated.
Aww.
Parents
let's
and
take
crosswords.
a second for moms.
Oh,
Yay,
here's the fun thing. Mother's Day is also during TCAF.
Hey, did you know it's on the 11th? I need to send my mom a postcard.
So it's like go home to see mom, tell the convert.
Oh, your mom's actually here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She can come to TCAF.
Go to TCAF, mother. Your sister did.
I didn't tweet about being on this show. My mom doesn't know that I'm talking about
well, we're recording this, so she can watch
good.
Yeah, you can send it to her.
So
This
by the
will
time
be
you show up, she can skip
your
ahead.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, she is.
We'll put time codes of all the scenes you're in.
Is it the same? It's kind of the same as mine.
Looking at a phone thing?
Oh, yeah.
We got Sarah Aquarian at 2 votes saying this might, I'm not sure what this depends on what you do with After Effects, go back to computers. Also asking the internet for tips on how to build a computer is the best way in general.
I hear there's nerds on the internet.
I hear people know a thing or two on the web.
Actually.
Actually, you're right.
Sorry, where's my mansplaining hat?
Well, the thing I always heard is always like after you commit to something is when they tell you the better things. It's like, hey guys, I finally built it with that whatever processor. It's like, you should have got the memory processor. You're like, damn it!
You could have told me that.
When I asked Facebook, I said, what should I get? And I go, you should have got this sound card. You jerks. So basically, all right, here's my biggest tip. Tell everyone on Facebook what you got, and then they'll tell you what you should have got.
And then go.
Then you use that information, and then you buy a new computer based on their, their vile response. We got tech support saying kayak good, canoe bad.
Uh-oh.
So there's your tip.
There's some drama unfolding in another corner of the internet right now. Where like, while we've been talking about computers, your father has built and then paddled and crashed a kayak. Or a canoe. Which one's bad? The canoe is bad.
Well, I'll tell you. Here's my canoe story. So like kayaks, you sit down like in life on a chair, you have a good time. You paddle. It's all good. Canoe, you gotta do this wacky thing where you kneel, like you're up on one foot and your back foot goes back in this way.
It's really Canadian.
It's really,
you can't help but look Canadian.
Yeah, and when you're going down the flooded streets of Toronto in a canoe, you can't help it. But the thing is, like, you sit in this position for so long, they don't realize, like, you lose all the blood in your foot. Like, like your foot goes to sleep and you sit down for too long. I was on this canoe and I literally tried to get up and I couldn't move and I fell out of the canoe, had to climb out onto the dock, and my foot was white. There was no blood left in it.
Oh, God.
I was just like shaking it. I feel this rubber at the end of my leg, which was my foot once. Like it's back now. It's good. But like freaking canoes steal your blood. It's freaky. I don't know what it's all about.
Canoes back. Canoes steal your blood.
Remember,
Shaggy
kids.
Shanahan for mayor. Oh yeah, you guys had a mayoral shakeup around here. Did something happen?
We went to.
Okay.
Okay. He got stopped at the border apparently. I don't know.
Stopping his crack.
Because this went last year around TCAF time. The first scandal had happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then apparently
Just in time.
Been just continually. Yeah.
Quick tip for all you visiting Toronto: shut up about our mayor. It's
Sorry.
not our fault.
I didn't mean to immediately go to source that.
When
every
you-
time people send over from Toronto, they're like, oh, Rob Ford is up. They're like, yes, I know.
You got that crack smoking mayor there, eh? And I'm just like, oh, right. We try not to talk about it.
I did read a Tumblr post about a badass, like, lady Canadian mayor.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Well, no, there's Hazel. Yeah.
Hazels are like 99-year-olds.
Yeah, that's the one.
The story about her is she got like
She's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah.
she got hit by a car and she's the one who walked away.
Yeah.
Like
It's that kind of
she's
story.
she's intense.
Fiery old lady.
Yeah, I'm into fiery old ladies. When I was going down the Grand Canyon, my favorite stories, I went with my best friend of childhood in many years, and she's a professional guide in the Grand Canyon, and so she was telling us all the stories about, you know, the first river rafters and all the rest of it. And there was this woman, Georgie. It's one of the first female river runners, and this woman was just batshit homicidal insane. But the stories about her, you're like, oh, Georgie, putting millions of lives at risk, putting tens of lives
How
at
many
risk
people run this raft? It's like we're going over the edge, and I'm
with a nuclear warhead.
9,999 people screamed out, "No, Georgie! We're doing it!"
Stories get bigger when you tell them.
I want this comic now of old Georgie and a million people on the back of a raft.
Yeah, all of hers were like, you know, the male boatmen would be coming up to the rapid, and they're like, oh, we can't run this, it's too crazy. And then they'd be like, who the fuck is that boat? And it's Georgie just...
Well, the story would be like, but it wasn't crazy for Georgie.
Crazy for Georgie was that time that she...
You know, yeah, that's fascinating. I feel like there's always like local characters who need their own comic heritage moments.
Seriously, the Grand Canyon is full of stories like that too. There's like, you know, the couple who went the wrong honeymoon, whose bodies were never found, who disappeared, or like every other canyon you go past, she's like, this is the canyon where so and so died of pneumonia. This is the canyon where this guy's boat exploded and he got stuck halfway up a tree. This is the canyon where a plane crashed. Like every story is about either the deep historical geologic record or dead people.
Awful trend.
Kind of the same thing. But
it's a lot of fascinating stuff. And it's all in your comic?
A lot of it's Georgie's not in the comic.
Oh, do an addendum.
Sorry, I've
make it like a song. Like
there's a lot of stuff about we did some exciting business with scorpions. Don't know if you knew this, but if you shine a black light on a scorpion, they glow.
I thought you said they just hate it or something. They're like, ah! How to piss off a scorpion in the canyons. We know everywhere.
What you want to do? You want that book.
Well, it's like you're in the wilderness. Like there's shit down there that can hurt you.
Yeah.
And scorpions are one of them, and they're kind of small, and some of them are kind of big. And it turns out they are reactive to they're reactive to UV light.
Ooh.
So Riley grabs me the first night we're down there. She goes, "We're gonna go scorpion hunting," and I'm like, "That's great, scorpion hunting."
I mean, finding them or avoiding them? Hunting?
And she's like, "Yeah, come on," and grabs her black light and turns it on. She's like, "Now you see, if we shine it on the stuff around the camp and turns around, and there's just all these dots." Okay, back to the campfire. And it's bad. Like it's really bad because then you know they're there, but it's dark and you can't see them. Some of them are really small. I didn't have any scorpion stings. I was pretty not attacked by the Grand Canyon, but her boyfriend Matt did. That morning, where I hear this cry from their tent, and Matt just bursts forth, shorts akimbo, barely wearing anything, holding this pair of damp swim trunks out, and like shaking it, and this tiny little thing softly lands in the sand. And I walk over and look, and it's this tiny, so small. Like I don't even know how he saw it before he put it on, but it was in his shorts, and it would have been a very sad ending to the tale of Matt.
Yeesh. So what you're saying is, if I release scorpions in like glow-in-the-dark mini golf, you will see them all.
Yeah, we've got a.
Just curious about this.
We've got a glow-in-the-dark pirate mini golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard about it. It sounds fun, but I know what would make it funner now.
No. Terrible idea.
See, these people
will never let us back.
That may be grounds for banishment at the mini golf.
We banish people all
just
the time.
the mini golf.
Not from America in general.
What was this crime? Oh my goodness. All right, well, voted with 4.
Oh shit.
Andrew Murray's tied for the lead, but I'm going to answer it now so he doesn't get a chance to get 5. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4. Nah. You don't win tonight, Andrew. I forget who won so far. I recommend a pre-TCAF breakfast at Cora's on Saturday. That would be really early, wouldn't it?
TCAF thing starts at 8.
Yeah.
No,
Are you mad, Andrew Murray?
Okay.
Oh.
It starts at 9, and we can set up the night before. We were gonna go to the crepe place across the street because that was really tasty last year.
Yeah.
But we did go already get crepes. This
That's
morning.
just me, but might be breakfast. Might be fine breakfast if you ask me. Cora though, they're pretty busy on like Saturday mornings. Like brunch in Toronto is easier during the week. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. I don't know, like where else? Like, there's some places around that you can get a nice breakfast that's not like loaded with people on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like if you go to brunch specific places, it's bad. But it's good food. It's a long.
Yeah, Portland's the same thing. There is definitely brunch culture.
Yeah, I saw that episode of Portlandia. It was great.
Oh, is there an episode of
It's
Portlandia
it's a
about brunch?
mini movie.
episode
It's all about
lineup.
brunch, and they're all in this lineup throughout the whole episode. It's great.
That's.
Yeah. Well, we just got season 3 on Canadian Netflix, so that's good.
It's the tricky thing, right? Is that the way you guys get Rob Ford, right? You know, everyone always is like, "Oh, is it just like Portlandia?" And,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and you kind of go,
Well, the thing was,
yes, it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was there, and I'm
it's
like,
a documentary.
yeah, I was there, and I'm like, this is pretty accurate.
I know those passive aggressive bookstore owners. Like, I don't need to be reminded about.
This is not entertainment.
Yeah.
This is
It's a little
every
harsh.
day.
I'll watch it on the plane. If I'm on the plane.
Yeah. Did you watch anything on the plane?
You know, I saw the Lego Movie finally.
And?
It was delightful.
I loved it.
Everyone
It's
had told me it was
fantastic.
delightful. There's good pirate jokes. I'm a fan.
It's a great film. It's so fun.
I vote endorse this movie. Well, vote. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
You don't put your butt on a pirate's face. Classic.
All my favorite pirate
Also, I got a
jokes.
lot of jokes about Charlie Day shouting about spaceships that had been on the internet after that. What else did I? Oh, I also watched something horrible. What was it? R.I.P.D.
Oh, that's an airplane movie.
Yeah, it was good, right?
You have nowhere else to take
I
it.
didn't expect Air Canada to have free.
They have actually. Air Canada's got a good library because I was
It was
watching.
solid.
I was watching like Captain Phillips, and then I was watching
That's off-Broadway now.
the Wolverine.
That's still on.
And I didn't finish either of them because
Oh,
the
shit.
flights ended, before the conclusion. I'm like, "Argh! What happens to Phillips? Yeah, but I was actually enjoying the Wolverine because I didn't really like the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, but this one was actually really fun in Japan.
Is
Bullet
this the one,
Train.
yeah, where he's like getting stabbed and he doesn't die?
Yeah, no, but like
Yeah.
someone messed him up so he doesn't
The ending
heal.
makes like no sense whatsoever.
Oh,
So
I'm fine where I
It
left
doesn't
off.
really make any sense.
Yeah.
Because I left off, he was having dinner with the nice lady. I'm like, that's a good ending to this movie. I feel.
Aw, Hugh Jackman, you
They
gotta
have
have
rice?
The last 10 minutes, and then it's just like, what? Why would they?
Is it leading up to like Days of Future Past, you think, or is it like just nothing? It has nothing
No,
to
it's
do with it?
leading up to a whole load of really weird shit about his claws.
Oh,
Very
is this
specific
going to the
stuff.
bone claw stuff in the
Yeah,
comics,
and
or?
then there's stuff with some drills.
Because they're suggesting that he always had. No, I thought he had those in Origins, the bone claws. Though.
Yeah, I did.
Because that came later. Because originally, like, oh, Wolverine just always had blades. But like, no, the blades were bone covered in blades, and it's great. You're like,
Blade cover bone.
There you
Bone
go.
cover blades. Whatever.
Canada.
Pappy's bone.
His bone covered, blade covered bones.
Blade cover butterbeer bones.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm not letting it go.
His Pappy's. You should come to Ribfest. This would be great.
Stick around till June.
Yeah, hang out.
I
We
can
got
do
some
that, right?
space.
I'm not moving or anything.
We'll probably start wrapping up soon because it's almost been a 2-hour show.
Yeah, just like half hour at the most.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
Dylan,
sometimes.
well, yeah, no, because you came over. You make it fun. You should invade all shows.
Yeah.
Record another one tomorrow night.
Just do a walk on whoever's show. Like go on the Guys with Pencils. Be like, hey guys, and they're like, oh shit.
Just go to all the shows.
Do the circuit. Do the junket.
Yeah, the Toronto video
Look
cast.
here,
Yeah.
tell us.
Vlogging.
You're here selling your book. Tell us about your book. What can we expect from this volume of the thing?
You've done your research.
Well, Volume of Thing is my 8-book epic, actually. It's coming out on tour next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to put the kibosh on all. I had this issue recently because I went to see Patrick Rothfuss speak in Seattle when I was in Emerald City, and his book is the
Name of the Wind.
The Name of the Wind. Okay, and everyone was like, "Oh, this book, Patrick Rothfuss, The Name of the Wind. It's amazing." And I was thinking of a different book that I had read a long time ago, and I was like, "Oh, I've read that book. Yeah, it's really good." And I didn't know there were more. And they were like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a trilogy." And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's really cool." And then I started to realize through conversations with people that this was not the book that I thought it was. So his is The Name of the Wind,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I was like, no, it's not that. It's The Wind on Fire. That's got to be it. And then somebody was like, no, that's also a fantasy trilogy written by some dude with a beard. And I was like, oh fuck, okay.
Damn these dudes with
So
beards.
I start looking and I'm hunting, and finally I figured out that it's a single book by Carlos Ruiz Zafón called The Shadow of the Wind.
The Shadow of the Wind.
Which
These guys love the wind.
it's well, I wanna for pros. Can you guys take a motion here? Take a vote to like stop it with
The wind.
the wind.
I've seen
Okay, wait.
The
So
wind, fire, storm, ice, whatever the fuck.
okay,
I can't.
Chris, I need some help from you like right now. So write yes wind as a comment and no wind as a comment, and people
And you
start
guys
voting.
Vote now.
Vote for or against the wind in your titles.
It's lazy, you know.
I've seen something like that
Like
for
when-
like fantasy titles where it's like pick one of these.
Right, yeah. This is your wolf name.
Yes.
On the cover of the book, you like form the title itself
Right, you just spin a little slot machine. Anyway, why was I talking about
because you hate the wind.
this?
It messes your hair.
El viento!
All your tents can't handle it.
Yeah, I was just frustrated because it was like it was a good book and I can't keep them straight. I do hear that the Patrick Rothfuss one, whichever wind book that is really good.
Really good.
So your story basically boils down to I was at the wrong book signing.
No, he was really entertaining too. I really enjoyed it.
Some things not.
And then I found my
Wait a
Alex.
minute.
Ooh, nice Black Lazy poster.
Oh yeah, no, I think I got that from Ape all those 2 years ago. I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Daisy Cats.
Pretty.
Love the art.
Yeah.
And it also gets ripped off a lot for poker games on the iPad. So
Yeah.
Really?
that happens a lot. Basically, this is happening to all our favorite artists. They all get their art ripped off and repurposed for games.
I hear you're doing a panel about that at TCAF this weekend,
I'm
Kate
doing a
Shanahan.
panel about that with Rachel Dukes on Saturday at like 1 o'clock at the Pilot. It's gonna be
Nice.
about art theft.
Oh,
So you guys
We're
should
gonna bring the
Oh.
thunder.
Yeah, you guys should come support us.
we're gonna take them all down
and
to task.
Listen to me ramble.
Yeah, you had a billboard. Was that the
Billboard in Hungary.
And they took it down?
They took it down.
They claimed
Yeah,
it up
there's
anyway.
a happy end to that.
Aw.
Even though I didn't maybe go about it. the
Okay, you
way-
didn't get justice.
Did you kill anybody's family?
No, but you can hear all about it.
Find
Come
out.
down.
Find out at the pilot.
You can find out if.
We got Dylan saying, I can't remember if you guys have plugged or heard of Lumberjanes.
Yeah.
If you have, what are your thoughts?
Super fun.
We got one vote for no win so far. Where's the wind vote? Is there any wind votes? Is
There's
anyone
no
pro-wind?
pro-wind vote. No.
Chris didn't even post a pro-wind option. Come on, you're slanting his
That's because I paid him off.
Oh.
Thanks, Chris.
There's no ballot for wind.
Phone, just send a money text. Dollar bill sign.
Okay, so Lumberjanes.
Yeah,
what's
I mean,
up?
I've only read a small sample of it, but from what I've seen, it looks really fun. It's like, what was the thing? It's like Gravity Falls meets Buffy, kind of like supernatural adventure stuff at a girl camp, and all the characters are really varied and fun. And it's written by Noelle Stevenson, who does Nimona. Yes, which is I just started reading a little while ago and really enjoy. So
Ooh.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Lumberjanes.
Is that going to be a TCAF or?
She'll be here.
She is there, yeah.
Tabling there or like just there?
Tailing, I think there's passport problems, but she's going to be
Okay.
there.
Oh, okay, good.
Because sometimes they have, like on the main floor, I forget the name of the company, but they bring in like creators themselves at their table, so I never really know.
Topatico?
Is it Topatico? Or?
Topatico does it. Koyama Press, I think, kind
Yeah.
of has their little island.
Yeah, but it's kind of like they
Yeah.
shift rotations so that they're not always at, like, it's not their own table, so it's like there's a signing at this time and then that person's gone.
Yeah, they'll do that with Fantagraphics too.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, you guys take that.
Yeah, gosh, I'm not ready
So
for this.
we have, right now there's 2 comments on no win, but I want 2 separate, I want a no win and a pro win.
I don't want to fight. I don't.
And then you guys vote for those things. So
I
right
don't
now we
want
have 2
these
separate
questions.
people say no.
People to agree with you about any sort of democratic process.
I'm American.
We do have Chris. Chris is saying Shaggy for mayor. He won't not release scorpions upon the mini golfers.
Oh no, I don't know if I.
Scorpions in every mini golf glow in the dark,
A
guaranteed.
double negative in your campaign.
I'm on a platform of pro scorpions and
Pro
glow in the dark mini
anti-scorpion
golf.
will definitely not do your thing. Yes, not.
And the voting thing is also double negative. So you don't know if you're voting for it or.
Can you never not live without scorpions? Find out in this election. It would be a unique platform to
Yeah,
take it on.
Yeah, I love that.
Just as long as your tagline doesn't involve wind.
Scorpions of the
You
wind.
have
I'll
her.
release them all in a neon lit wind. Some wind, small flags for others. That's what we got Uniform Gray say. Thank you. Well, the diplomat way out. I got your back, Lucy.
Hey.
She's got your back under. I'm not sure what the reasoning was. Was it about scorpions?
Oh, it's because I paid him off to rig the.
Okay, cool.
to
Gotcha.
rig the process.
Damn it. We got tech support saying Hurricane Hazel is 93 and she is written and will publish her memoir soon.
Aw.
There's bound to be a comic event.
Yeah, if I talk to her about it, maybe she'll let me illustrate it. Although I am not Canadian.
Yet.
Just bury that.
I've got that.
We have ways.
I have this EU passport. I get a Canadian passport. It's like
Collect them all.
because can British people apply for Canadian passports more easily?
I think so.
Yeah. So like I'll just go there
Yeah.
and then pretend that I'm coming from England on a British passport,
You can
and then
just say water.
So,
The cost of water.
what did you fly over to get here?
This-
Water. That's the only question.
it's an embarrassing story. But back in the day when I met Dave, I was living in England, and so I had this weird amorphous accent that would change,
Oh, cool.
and I would sound progressively more British as the day went on, and then fall asleep and my brain would reset, and I would wake up in the morning and sound American. It was deeply embarrassing.
Alright. That's
When you're trying to blend in and people are saying things to you like, I don't know where you're from, but you're really not from here.
Outside of.
Damn it! I just
Get
want
out.
log.
Oh god, why is carbon-based biped bringing this up? You can find wolf spiders.
Ah!
No, you can't. You will never find them. They're not to be found.
Oh!
Using a normal flashlight at night, you point it at the ground and their eyes reflect the light back at you. Wolf spider hunting is fun.
If you like having heart attacks.
You're not. You are the hunted in that situation, biped. You are the hunted.
They dissolve your flesh, don't
Fuck! Why? Would they do that?
they? They inject an enzyme that breaks down.
No! They
So,
shouldn't do that.
Sorry. But by all means, go and shine a torch out.
Just piss them off.
Piss them off right.
Great.
Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Blacklight in the other, and you're just.
Give a wolf spider a rave. They will surely love you for it. Oh my goodness, that's awful.
Ugh.
So far there is no positive wind contingent.
That's
So
right.
2 votes for no wind and
and
1 for small flags.
Yeah, this is. We went to the museum, we learned some things. Dave got freaked out by king crab.
What?
They're big.
Plastic. It was fine.
Well, you walked right up to it, but there was a moment of.
That thing's
Did you like move it? Like
Yeah.
woo!
No, we were just talking about how
Oh,
look, I
crap.
have major museum phobia, so like this was a difficult time for me, but I did it okay. But we were talking about things we were afraid of in museums as a kid, and Dave was fine with what were you fine with as a kid?
Pretty much anything. Like
Except
corpses, dinosaurs.
Mummies.
everything
That's
like
right.
that.
That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But I did not like Japanese spider crabs. And then we walked around the corner and there was one.
Oh, it's huge, yeah.
And it
It
was
wasn't
looking
over
at me.
Just
But it
mad.
turns out I'm bigger than them now, so it doesn't really matter.
I've evolved.
Started on you.
What was your fear of museums?
Oh,
Learning
it's,
or-
I had a combination of
Some
unfortunate.
mannequins.
Mannequins?
It's not just
I
mannequins.
was in a mannequin shop today. You would have hated
No,
torsos all over the place.
No, it's not like store mannequins are fine, but like you
Oh,
know,
okay.
waxworks or like diorama mannequins where they're kind of realistic.
You're building a fire, and you're like, no. Do not like that.
Actually, yes. There's a museum in where was I? Fucking in maybe it was in Victoria. That has like a natural history section where you walk into a darkened room and it senses that you're there and a light comes up and illuminates a corner of the room where there's 2 like native women who are building a fire.
Yeah.
And then like the fire crackling starts up. There's like an audio trigger and they
hate
start
it.
talking, but they're not moving.
So it's the
Like,
disembodied
no.
nature.
It's just the uncanny valley thing.
Yeah.
I also have museum issues because as a kid I was taken to see a Beatrix Potter exhibition that was at a local natural
Yeah,
history
that
museum.
would that not be
Super
little
sweet.
rabbits?
Yeah,
and
little
the
costumes,
ducklings?
original artwork.
Oh.
To get to it, you had to walk through the Walking with Dinosaurs exhibit, which was a darkened room full of strobe lights and enormous animatronics that were coming down to try and eat you, which when you're 3 is really problematic, and you start
Oh.
screaming and crying, and then there's bunnies everywhere, and it's all fine, and that memory is really disassociative and weird.
Yeah.
in
Well,
my brain.
no amount
the
of
bunnies, did
goose
you have to go
tails
back through
could
the
like.
dinosaurs?
No,
help
could deal with the trauma. And then I went to
Aw.
Disneyland too young. So like this is the trifecta of reasons that I have.
You go to, like the Hall of Presidents. You're like, ah!
That is creepy.
If I'm at a historical, like I was on a boat once checking at the SS Great Britain, and we were touring around, and like
Yeah.
you go below decks, and there's little cabins and stuff, and the prow of the vessel, there's a bench in a low lit area, and an interpreter in costume is sitting there, and I'm like, oh cool, this guy's gonna tell me about the boat, and I'm walking ahead of my parents, and I have this split second where I realize that it's not an interpreter, it's a dummy, and I just, it's like a fight or flight response, like my hackles go up, and I get really nauseous, and I have to pee super bad, and I just turned around and like booked it past my parents, screaming,
Yeah.
ran up on deck, and was like hyperventilating, and they were just like, what the fuck is wrong with our daughter? And my mom comes up and she's like, "You're okay?" And I'm like, "It's a mannequin! There's a mannequin!"
Can people look up? Is there a phobia of historical mannequins? That's got to be?
It's
There's
like
got to be a
any
word
mannequin,
for it.
it's just,
No, not store mannequins or even wax museum. You go with that?
Wax museum.
No, okay. So it would
Anything
almost be
that
the
looks
recreation.
like it should be alive.
So it's the Uncanny Valley. I
Yeah,
guess you feel.
it really is.
So you hate robots in Japan.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay, because they have like the lady at the desk who's like, "I'm a hotel lady," and you're like, "No, no."
It depends on how realistic she is. When people are like, "You gotta go back to Disneyland. You just had a bad experience as a kid. Now you go on Pirates of the Caribbean. You can't tell if Johnny Depp's real or if he's a robot." And I'm like, "That's not what I want."
That's been probably true for the last 5 years anyway.
That's not what I want to do. You mean actual Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe.
Scragglier.
We'll start wrapping up soon because it's almost a half
We're running out
hour.
of questions. This is good.
Yeah, no,
Really
we're
good.
draining our audience dry. They got nothing. You guys got nothing. We got Sarah saying, "One time," I hope this isn't a wolf spider story. Fuck.
Damn it! That's a wolf spider.
One time there was a wolf spider on my kitchen wall, and me and my sister called the neighbor to kill the spider. We lived in a rural area, so we had to drive to our house with a gun. It didn't say that, but I just assumed that.
I missed it. Shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's not the wolf spider's fault. He's freaking creepy. So, like, you know, you want to take him outside, but I'm not carrying that Tupperware. I'm like, no. It's like the cake Tupperware.
With 2 tiers with the cupcake holder. There's a little spider in every cupcake holder. It's our rock candy.
Jesus,
No! Brown one to the bake off.
Oh my
You
god!
can unleash your scorpions at the thing.
They'll think I'm there for the birthday party. It's all scorpions. Oh Jesus! This is the best thing I've ever thought of. They glow in the dark.
Happy scorpion.
Happy scorpions.
Hey, kids.
Oh my god!
It was like when we first moved to California. My mother came from England, right, where there's and we bought this house in the high desert in California, and I was like a little kid. And she comes into the bedroom shortly after they've moved in, and there's a snake on the bedroom floor.
Yeah, yeah.
No snakes in England.
God.
Just some handshake or something. Just something happened.
Just have a country that's not full of poisonous fucking reptiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It's cold enough, so
Arachnids
it's
really
or anything
nice.
else. Nettles.
Nothing wants to kill or eat us. It's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. It's a good place to be.
I like this.
But she panicked and called the fire department because there was a snake, and she threw a dish over it, I think.
Oh,
and
God.
by the time they got there, they were just up the street, so it wasn't long. They pronounced it dead because it had suffocated under the dish in the intervening time, which is sad. And also that it was a gopher snake, which is harmless to humans and will eat poisonous snakes. And
so
also
it's the
gophers.
same thing.
So she felt guilty about it for a substantial period of time after that.
Aw.
That's a good. This is a sad story, guys. I'm sorry.
Bring it down here. Well, that's the end of our episode.
Tune in next time for more tales
Lucy.
of karmic woe.
She talked about everyone dying in the canyons. Talked about awful, awful creatures.
Yeah, scorpions, that
Now we'll do a
giant
few more
killer
questions, then we'll wrap up because this is getting the giggles out here. This is crazy.
Too late.
The case of the giggles, infectious. Carn-based bipeds. And a fear of mannequins is known as being a normal, well-adjusted human being.
Yep.
Mannequins are creepy, yo.
Thank you.
Science. Creepy, yo.
I suffer from mannequins or creepy yo.
That sounds legit.
Yeah.
I'll write that one down. Fear of mannequins is mannequins are creepy, yo.
Are you just writing down educational flashcards for the next show?
Yep.
Yo. It's part of it. I like it.
Yeah.
I do that.
I can name the episode that instead of what was the other option?
Sparkle fingers, sugar
Sparkle
tits.
fingers, sugar tits.
I think
Maybe we should go mannequins are creepy, yo, for the
yeah,
title.
I think that's more
As one word.
Less alienating.
Yeah.
After all, this isn't consequential.
We'll save this one for a rainy day. There you go.
Very sensible title.
It's just the interiors.
Oh, for Frank's sake, Uniform Gray, Scorpion, Wolf, Spider, Pinata.
No! These are horrible people!
What's going on? Equals no. Oh my
good,
god.
okay.
Why would you
So
bring
you're
it why would you
not
bring it to the table? Why is it an option?
Don't bring it up if you're not willing
This
to
is like a
talk.
2-panel comic of kids.
I feel like you'd do a good job of bringing that to life.
That's awful. I wish there was more art made from our show. Chris was like the only guy who made Photoshop of our shows.
Maybe I should do. I was thinking about doing diary comics of this trip. Maybe I'll.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'll give
This
you
is the
I'll
first
give you the
noteworthy
spiders.
PG chapter, so we'll put that on.
2-panel. I love it. We got Chris also saying Antimatonophobia. Happy's automantophobia.
Automantonphobia. Like an automan.
Automaton.
Automaton.
I think that's
Yes.
what we're going.
Automaton. Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds very
Official.
that guy with the robots in his book. What's that guy?
Mystery Science Theater.
No, he's
Isaac
alive.
Asimov.
Yes,
Asimov.
thank you. Good segment.
Good.
Oh,
see?
Very good.
There.
Very good.
We got Uniform Gray also saying Sailor Twain is a gorgeous hardcover at the
this is
Mo
from earlier.
with a lot of great info about the Hudson River.
Yeah, the history is great, and it's also drawn all in charcoal. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, good book.
All right, this might be the last question of the
Last
night.
question. Hope it's a good one.
Have to pee.
Yeah, we got Sarah saying this show is going to make me depressed because I can't make it to TCAF this weekend. Good night, everybody. That's a good one. Sorry about that. We'll, I don't know if we'll have a chance to do like a special episode. Maybe get some more people in if we have some people staying over.
Yeah, you guys have got Kel staying. Are
Yeah.
you staying over?
We might do an extra episode throughout the week because we'll have people in town for TCAF. TCAF is this weekend.
This weekend.
We'll do our wrap up, our sales spiel. What can we expect at the tables out there? What we got?
So many comics. I got boat comics. I got inflatable boat comics. I got sailboat comics.
All the boats.
I got some comics that aren't about boats, if that's not your thing. I also have a squeaky shark and a squeaky walrus, which isn't full of my bath water anymore. I would love to see your nice faces. I have pretty postcards. I have buttons. You should come say hi. I'm not doing any panels, I believe, so I will just be at my table,
Cool.
stuffing crepe into my face and talking to you with my mouth full.
That
The
sounds
end.
good. And that's somewhere on the main floor, or
Yes,
you can look
on
up.
the main floor, like table number 45, 46, I want to say.
Once again, if you're just joining us, you have your smart devices, your phones, and your iPads. You want to get yourself the Guidebook app right there. The Guidebook app you have to sign up for them first. It's
Oh,
really
I gotta
close.
download that.
But then you can download the TCAF app. It has a list of everyone. It has maps. It's got nice art. It's got all the events. You make your own custom schedule so you can hit the shows, even the after parties, and there's screenings and stuff going on too. Wednesday night, there's a superhero screening thing going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
What is it?
Canadian superhero
Lost Hero
focus.
screening and Q&A, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Carlton Cinema. So if you got nothing going, you should check it. Even if you do have stuff going, cancel.
You should
Cancel
go check out
Oh my
stuff.
goodness. Your birthdays, who needs them? Go to the screening, Lost Hero screening.
You're old, who cares?
if it's your own birthday. And there's also there's stuff going on at Bento Miso. We got Comics versus Games, May 8th. What day is that? It's the opening party, 7 p.m. till 12. That's in the morning. That's like big kid stuff. We're staying up all night playing video games.
Oh boy.
When do you get to do that? TCAF. That's the answer to all of my questions.
For free.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't have to pay for beer though. Not free.
Yeah,
Beer's not free. It doesn't run.
Canada's cool, but you know.
Q&As, there's the events for kids. We got mixers and stuff. We got something 2D, all the good stuff. Check out the thing. It's a thing. It's a good app. Katie, what was I running around today buying for us?
Buying stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Over here. So, table 201 is where we are. Which
Table
is right
201.
At the doors on the second floor, so you literally can't miss us. We are going to be right there as soon as you walk in. And we didn't finish Solar Kingdom.
Wait,
yet,
now let's you guys know this. You're like, oh, what's this? Silly Kingdom? Is that all there is?
Yeah.
What's this? Next book. New Steed Indeed. Oh my goodness.
Kingdoming.
Oh my, colors
The
by
postcard.
the postcard. Silly Kingdom the postcard. You might say to yourself, oh my gosh, all those postcards, I just have them. I don't need them. This should be in every house. You can't mail it. There's really nothing to write on it, but you can pin it to your wall. It reminds you. You pre-order. Oh my goodness.
That this is coming. And we have sample copies. We only have 50 of these, but it's a sample of some of the pages.
So right now only you guys know this exists. So if you come to us and you say the secret word,
Sparkle finger sugar tits.
Sparkle finger sugar tits.
Just say it and take a look at the Silly Kingdom.
Yeah, sorry,
We'll
don't
hook
say
you
that.
up.
I'm sure this
We'll
is
hook you up with the
harassment.
children-friendly book,
Yeah,
Silly
yeah.
Kingdom.
No, please
Family-friendly
don't.
book.
So yeah, only 50 of these bad boys.
Only 50. Oh my goodness. And but hey, so
And
even
this is TCAF. They're gonna be gone.
yeah, they're gonna be gone, but we got you covered. We got 300 of these things. There's probably like more people at the con than there are buttons, so these may still be limited, but absolutely free. And if you like button, there you go.
What's on the button, Shaggy?
Oh my gosh, it's a new Steed Indeed, I think. Unicorn. I assume.
Is it not just a good
Look at
looking
it. Jokes. Oh yeah, we should have. That would make a good idea. That's us at that table. Anything else we're selling at the table? We'll probably have copies of the Cautionary Fables.
Cautionary Fables and
Oh my
Fairy
gosh.
Tales African edition.
African edition.
And
I'll be
Kel
there.
McDonald. Yeah.
Kel McDonald will be there too.
Yes.
Sarah, where can we find your show? What do you do?
He's my crate monkey.
Crate
Crate
monkeys.
monkey.
I will actually be going on the show and enjoying myself.
Oh no, it is that. But I just mean like your own.
What's
My
Pimp
podcast,
yourself. What do you do? Your show. Tell people.
It's called Consequential. It's theoretically it's like semi-academic, looking at comics. In reality, it's just drunken ranting.
Just shit talking.
It's just
It's vaguely coherent.
it's a podcast. We tried to rise above. We failed. It's great. If I say so myself, it's amazing.
Are you going to do a?
Consequential.net.
Will you do a Canadian episode? Because I have recording devices. If you want to do one, I can loan you that.
I will.
He's
no,
missing two
I'm
drunkards,
basically
so-
going to go back and just lord it over everybody.
Okay.
For 2 minutes until they get bored and surly like they always do.
And then the show will take its rightful
Yeah.
place. It will be
And
back.
everything will go back to normal.
So check that out. Anything else? Any events that we're hitting before the particular?
Anything on the guidebook? We'll probably
Yeah.
just hit as much as we can.
We'll try to do. Otherwise, there's gonna be dinners, there's gonna be parties after parties. If you're coming to Toronto, once again, hit up the board game cafes if you want a good time. Snakes and lattes,
Lots of
role
stuff.
play,
Lots.
good fun.
Yes.
Good, healthy, family-friendly fun. One last thing from card-based biped.
All right.
Now, is the pinata in the shape of a scorpion wolf spider hybrid, or is it full of scorpions wolf spiders, or both?
No, it's full of them. You can't let on too soon.
Yeah, it's probably.
It'll be like a Dora the
colorful-
Explorer
I'm actually
pinata.
I'm
It'll be
looking
very
around your
misleading
apartment.
up
There's like a
front.
ton of stuff in here that you could hide scorpions and pinatas.
Yeah,
Like,
there's many
"Ooh,
things.
This tiny poop on a stick.
Many
cat
things.
bud," like any of these things. could be
It's
full of
your
wolf
follow your
spiders.
dreams. Just please God, don't do it. Okay, thank you. This has been Shanahanignas Live. We may have a special this week. We'll see. But this has been Tuesdays, every Tuesday, usually around 8 o'clock, unless Gage is burnt out from life.
I'll still try. I'll just be sitting there like, oh.
What?
JJ.
The
What
show?
he says.
Come meet us at TCAF. Once again, buttons, postcards,
Freebies.
freebies,
Samples.
boats,
Hangouts.
boats,
The
all the
boats
boats,
are not free.
scorpions,
Squeaky
Free
boat.
everything. Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
We'll have to
Please
see you
don't
guys.
bring scorpions.
Don't bring scorpions. Please don't bring scorpions. There's
Thanks
no.
for
No.
hanging out.
Dave, do jazz hands. Dave, why are you doing jazz hands? Do more jazz
I'm
hands.
doing one.
Do two.
There's the other one.
Yay!
Hey! I'm going to press stop.